Three, two. On today's episode of From the Rafters, Mitch and I will talk NBA and college basketball. We have three Bobs and a Wow of months, a big interview with reoccurring guest Mackie Gallagher, a little switch up. The Framing Britney documentary review is here. And we'll finish up with one good thing. Let's get it.
Good one. Is anyone else singing it right now?
I was.
Bro, dude, when Trevor first made that, like the first episode, I was like, all right, pretty cool. Second one, I was like, this sucks. Like, this is ass. We need something new. And now I don't think I ever want to change it.
It's a staple.
What are we doing first?
Mitch has the intro.
Dude. I didn't get the damn holidays.
Ready whenever you are, Mitch.
Yeah, shouldn't I say something before?
All
Yes.
right.
Is it on me right now?
Yes.
I just don't know how the damn Zoom works.
It's on you.
Hey,
Just
remember
take a pause and then go.
remember what I said? I'm not going to say all right.
All right.
All right, and welcome back. Today is Friday, February 26th. This is episode 31 of From the Rafters, and as you can tell, we are quarantining. Correct,
no, we're
guys?
Not. No, we're not.
No.
So, just so everyone knows, if this is janky, Trevor's not here this week. So, Megan is now filling in as producer. Sometimes Meg is back in a different role. How you feeling, Megan?
Listen, I'm doing my best. Like, Zoom is just going to have to work. I don't know how Trevor does it, so shout out to him.
Yeah, we are literally, I can hear you. You're across the room and Dill is in the garage, but we're doing it. So some holidays for today, February 26th. Letter to an elder day. I'm sorry. That was the first one. Just write a letter to an older person. Respect your elders. They didn't do that for Cam Newton, that's for sure. That kid. That's all I got to say on it. It's also National Skip the Straw Day. Save the turtles. Anyone? No comment? Okay.
I think I used a straw today already.
I have also used a straw.
I'm not a straw guy. I never use a straw.
Really?
People make fun of me, but I drink my coffee with a straw, like even if it's like hot in a cup, because it's supposedly stains your teeth, but sorry, turtles.
Have you ever used a paper straw?
I have, but they kind of melt, like they get soggy,
We had
especially in hot liquids.
we stole, when the fishbowl was still open, we stole some straws from the fishbowl in like July of 2019, August 2019. So we had those for a little while, but now we're back. Plastic straws. I use them every single day. Not to brag on myself.
I do have
turtles.
the hard plastic ones that are reusable that you can put in the dishwasher.
Okay.
True. We do reuse straws. I wash straws. All right. Moving forward. It's Yukon Heritage Day. Anyone?
Kimba Walker, cardiac Kimba.
No, not no. So it's YUKON Heritage Day, not Yukon.
What does that mean?
It is a Canadian holiday. Canadians in the Yukon. It's this, like, they're in three segments. If someone that listens to this is from Canada, I'm sorry, this is probably wrong. There's like three sections of Canada, right?
I have no idea.
Well, the Yukon is the smallest section of Canada. So that small section, where is it located?
What do you mean by section? You mean city?
No, it is a Yukon, Canada is like a big area. It's kind of like British Columbia.
So it's like a province.
Yes, province. There you go. Not to get confused with Providence. I did say province.
Friars, correct.
Yep. That's it on it. They get the day off, basically. Just kind of like a Christopher Columbus Day.
All right. You ready for birthdays?
I am. And you said before we started that you usually have better birthdays than me. I want you to name a good birthday on February 26th.
Johnny Cash.
Okay, I didn't write it down, but I did see it. How old would Johnny Cash be?
He was born in 1932,
Okay,
so
quick math. 89.
89.
Nice. Happy birthday, Johnny. Marshall Falk, 48.
Dude, I'm looking through these birthdays. I don't know any of these people.
Yeah, do you know who the hell Buffalo Bill is?
Yeah.
Okay, well, he was born on February 26, 1846. Any other birthdays?
Not from what I see. I have some notable 31-year-olds.
Okay, I got two more birthdays.
Okay.
Jennifer Grant from 90210, if anyone knows her. Celeste Laundry. Lundy. I just said laundry. Lundy. That's it for birthdays. Other than it was a big week for birthdays. Thurston had his birthday on Monday. Myers' birthday. Riley Myers' birthday was yesterday, and Sierra Stubbs' birthday was yesterday, which I did have a question on birthdays. Do you ever think about when you have some friends that have like a lot of birthdays back to back to back, like, you know, a lot of people with birthdays, and you're like, damn, what were people doing 9 months ago? Do you ever think about that?
What was 9 months ago?
That's what I'm saying, because some people were bussing it in that time period for a lot of people to be born.
Was that May?
It's like May, June.
Oh, yeah, true.
I mean, it started warming up. The temperatures got people going.
I mean, because there was a lot. But happy birthday and shout out to their parents for the May, June time period. That's it for birthdays. Any notable 31s?
Notable 31-year-olds. Taylor Swift.
Boo.
Chris Brown.
No comment.
Chris Brown is an icon.
Yeah, I know he's an icon, but I just booed Taylor Swift. And I don't want us to be that podcast if I boo Taylor Swift and then back it up with a cheering for Chris Brown. You know what I'm saying? So
the reason I brought up that Chris Brown is an icon is because The Weeknd is also 31. Not an icon.
And he is an icon.
Not an icon. Daniel Radcliffe. You know who that is?
Oh, yeah, Harry Potter.
Correct. Jason Derulo.
Jason Derulo.
Tyga.
You put the lime in the coconut and twist it all up.
Joe Jonas.
I'm
Still looks good.
Yeah, he does.
Short, though. People forget he's a short king.
People also forget that we acted like Nick Jonas was about to, not Joe, but Nick was about to die when he got diabetes on Disney Channel.
Everybody was like praying for you.
Dude, I remember that did hit different, though, for real.
What song does Bebe Rexha sing? I said that like an old ass man.
Hey, what's that damn song by Bebe Rexha? Megan, this is up your alley. Who's Bebe Rexha?
Is that who's in that country song? But it's not like super country.
That's every country song right now.
No.
Bebe Rexha. I'm drifting under the water, and I'm about to get... Dude, we just got a playing music thing on the Zoom. They think I'm like that. Set up professional audio and audio settings. Let's go. All right, I don't know, Bebe Rexha.
Okay, Alex Morgan.
Wait, I figured it out.
She's 31?
It's in the Meant to Be song with Florida Georgia Line. That's what I was talking about. I don't want to play it because I don't want to have to get copyrighted on YouTube. But
we got that many listeners. You're
Cameron
right.
Newton.
31?
31.
If you would have told me that Cameron Newton and Joe Jonas were the same age, I'd say you're lying.
James Harden.
Yeah.
Rob Gronkowski.
I thought he was like 36.
Klay Thompson.
He's getting old.
That's it for 31-year-olds.
Wow. I have no notable number 31 wearers.
How about Reggie Miller?
Good.
Mike Piazza.
I don't know why this show always leads to this. Homosexual.
Who?
Mike Piazza.
No, he's not.
And I hate to always be the guy. See, I guess you're the horny guy, and I'm the one that just always says they're gay, but I've yet to be wrong. Anytime I've said someone is gay, I have been right. And I'm here to say Mike Piazza.
The first thing I looked up was, is Mike Piazza gay? The first thing that pops up is a picture of a newspaper with a picture of Mike Piazza, and it says, "I'm not gay."
All right. I was wrong. Okay, he's not gay. There, at least I knew there was a rumor for a newspaper to have to write it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Golly, you just threw me a damn curveball with that shit. Greg Maddux, number 31.
Mm.
I think that's gonna be it. John Lester, 31.
Mm.
A bunch of hockey goalies. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, we've talked about this. The next like 9 episodes are going to be straight hockey guys from in the 30s. You know what I'm saying? How many famous number 30 other than David Ortiz coming up, but you know what I'm saying. All right, so speaking of David Ortiz, let's get into some NBA.
So as we know, All-Stars got announced.
Mm-hmm.
Were there any snubs in your mind?
Dude, I don't even think the term snub, like snubs are annoying now to the point to where, because like everyone is a snub nowadays. So no, I don't think there were any snubs.
Not even Booker? That was the one a lot of people were mad about.
Especially LeBron James.
People were mad about Bam and Jimmy Butler not being in there.
I'm not too mad about Jimmy Butler. When I see Jimmy Butler's stats this year, I don't think all-star. He's just a big name.
Yeah.
That's having a down year.
Domantas Sabonis.
He is an all-star now, correct?
Well, yeah, so is Devin Booker, but because of injuries, I don't really count those, but they do count.
But Sabonis got 1.3 million for being an all-star.
Sabonis is the first player in NBA history to average 20, 10, and 5 and not make an all-star game. Well, he made it, but technically make it. You know what I mean?
You know who loves Sabonis? Kendrick Perkins.
Does he really?
Yeah, he was vouching for Sabonis, but he's just throwing shit at the wall and hoping something sticks with saying so and so is like an all-star. That's like you with Jameis. I'm done talking about that.
Dude, everybody on Twitter was like up in arms about Devin Booker not being on there. I don't mind it.
I don't either.
And then I have this question for you. Who's the best player to never make an all-star game?
Ooh.
And I have the one.
Has Jamal Crawford ever made an all-star game?
Great question.
Because I would think that would be probably my answer. If not him, who's your answer?
Jason Terry.
So if I'm right, you're going to take Jamal Crawford, right? Over Jason Terry?
Right, yes. Jamal Crawford was never.
All right, so I'll go Jamal Crawford.
He did win NBA Teammate of the Year, though, in 2018.
And that's how you know right there that you have to be a shoo-in for a guy who never makes an all. What award would you call that?
What award?
Best player to never make an all-star game.
Probably the Jamal Crawford trophy.
There you go.
Would that be six man, or would that be six man?
So Jason Terry gets the first ever Jamal Crawford trophy.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I also had Mike Conley as like my number 2.
Mike Conley, like, I feel like he's made one just because people talk about him not making one so often. And Devin Booker, has he ever made one?
Yeah, he was in it last year.
Oh, he was? Okay. I didn't watch.
Dude, you need to watch it. It was fun, bro.
That's when the D'Amelios were there. No, that was 2019, correct? Mm-hmm. When Addison Ray and all them were there?
That was 2020.
Oh, then we watched it together. I did watch it.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, dude. 2020 felt forever.
You got an NBA?
The Lakers have lost 3 in a row, obviously. And my biggest takeaway, you knew I was going to bring this. Mm-hmm.
It's more than 3.
4?
I had 5.
What?
I got Lakers on a 5-game skid, bro.
There's no way because they're 5-5 of their last 10. There's no way they were 5-0 going in and lost 5 straight. I'd hear
One,
about that.
2, 3, 4, 4 games.
Okay, so we'll meet in the middle.
Yeah.
All right. Well, they lost 4 in a row, and my biggest takeaway, and we were on the phone, was when LeBron was playing in Utah. He looks shorter, and he's playing shorter as well. Any takeaways and thoughts on that?
No, those are the bullshit statements that you have, and I have nothing.
He did look shorter. Deny that.
When you said it and I looked, you weren't wrong.
Exactly. And LeBron never wins in Utah. So something to that. So if Utah,
and there were fans in Utah too. So
this is a legit question for you. LeBron has a lot of players have problems winning in Utah, not just this year, just playing at Utah sucks because of the racism. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what it is. If Utah is the 1 seed, do you think that might affect LeBron in the playoffs?
No.
Okay. I was just wondering.
But I'm no longer a bronzexual. You saw my tweet.
Oh, I am not either.
I'm waiting until after the All-Star game.
I did have a LeBron question for you since we're still in the NBA. Did you see Zlatan and what he said about LeBron? No. So a quote came out today, and I don't want to misquote it. I probably won't be able to find it, but Zlatan was speaking about LeBron talking about politics and how he needs to stay out of that. Basically, Zlatan said, "Shut up and dribble."
Really?
I mean, that is a shitty paraphrase, but yes.
He is phenomenal in what he's doing, but I don't like when people have some kind of status and they do politics. I play football because I'm the best in playing football. That is the first mistake people do when they become famous and they come in a certain status. Stay out of it. Just do what you're best at because it doesn't look good. And I'm going to tell you right now, Zlatan, beast.
Yes, very good. Also refers to himself as a god.
Yes.
So, anyways, we're back on this. This is like bubble type shit. I think Zlatan just now started watching the bubble, and that's what he's talking about. But LeBron's been getting on my nerves, and I read that, and I wasn't pissed off about it. And that's how I know I'm not a bronzexual anymore. I still think he's the greatest of all time, but I'm not a bronzexual.
I don't even know if he's the greatest of all time anymore.
That's your emotions getting in the way right there. Couple more takeaways. Are you more excited for the Eastern Conference playoffs or the Western Conference playoffs? That's not a takeaway. That's a question, but.
Like the casual NBA fan would say Western.
Yes.
But I think I'm here for the East.
But I think the casual hellacious fan would say East. I think the real fan would say West.
But the East is like the only fucking conference. There's only 2 conferences. The East, I feel like a lower seed could make it out.
Yes. No, the East, I'm excited for the Eastern Conference because I don't even know who's good. And I've looked you just look at the rankings right now. And if you'd have said this 2 years ago, it's like Hornets are in there, Knicks are in there, like Bulls are playing okay right now.
Like we know what we're going to get from the West, but we don't know what we're going to get from the East. And that's what's going to make it fun to watch.
Right. Okay. So I'm going with East as well. I love how my takeaways are questions. Where's Boogie going?
Well, we just had an interview with Mackie Gallagher.
We did.
Hornets?
Let's hope. If only.
If
maybe.
Stay healthy.
That's all my NBA I got right now.
That was all the NBA I had. You got any CBB?
All right, cool. A little CBB. Hey, and I want to also say this before we get into CBB. I've been thinking about this for a while, like for the whole week since I listened to myself talking college basketball. I was way out of the game. And you're right. I can't just read. Like I have to watch.
Yes.
And I realized I know a whole lot more than I was thinking. Like I was just nervous just because I hadn't watched. I'm all the way back in. First game was Ohio State, Michigan. And it was actually fun to watch. It's a different brand of basketball than the NBA. And I forgot about that. Like it's strictly like there's not really any transition. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So my biggest takeaway Michigan, really good. And I'm also off your take of the Big Ten not being that good. The Big Ten is disgusting.
Wait, last week I said the Big Ten was like, well, you didn't know the Big Ten between the Big 12.
That's what I'm saying. I wanted to apologize because I just hit like stupid mode last week. I turned a new leaf. I turned the Jets on. I know what's going on now. The Big 12 is good, but the Big 10 is the basketball conference.
They're like the SEC in football. There's two good teams at the top. Everybody else beats up on each other, and they think it's a good conference just because everybody beats up on each other. It's stupid.
But you know that I know what I'm talking about now because I'm an SEC guy. I think the SEC is
in basketball.
No, hell no. Hell no. Big 10, ACC, not this year. Big 12. Then maybe Pac-12, then SEC. That's how I feel about the SEC.
Whoa, Pac-12's garbage, bro.
UCLA, championships.
John Wooden.
Hey, can't take that away from them.
Oh, man. So
Oregon.
what's been going through your mind about college basketball then since you've been watching it more?
Okay, what's going through my mind is Duke is going to make a little baby run. Are you on that?
No.
Why?
Just because it's too storybook. You know what I mean?
No, I don't think it's storybook at all. I think all these teams sucking and then being like a 10 through like 15 seed is going to be cool.
Hey, did you see that they're going to have like the first four teams that don't make it? They're going to be on standby.
On standby, yeah, yeah.
That's going to be fucking brutal.
And here's my hot take. I think North Carolina is going to lose out.
Really?
And then they're going to be the team on standby. And I think North Carolina plays in the tournament. But they get dogged, wrecked.
They're probably not going to have it in IT this year, right? It's probably just the tournament.
Yeah. Damn. You think the NIT right now can afford all the COVID testing and stuff?
NIT's big deal.
Yeah, it used to be, but now it's also all the travel. They don't have like a main site for the NIT.
Yeah. You got any changes on your national champion?
A ton of changes.
Okay.
I don't know who my national champion is. That's my change right now. Is that a fair takeaway?
You haven't gotten a chance to watch Baylor play?
I have not. No.
Or Gonzaga?
I did see Texas and Kansas.
What'd you think?
That's what made me stoop the Big 12 a little bit down. Because when you see Ohio State and Michigan, and I know I've seen the highlights of Illinois. Illinois is pretty good.
Well, you just think it's down because there was more scoring in the Ohio State-Michigan game.
Yeah, because Michigan didn't fucking miss in the first half. And coming from a guy who had Ohio State mentally and spiritually, I had Ohio State. It was fun to watch. So my takeaways are someone from the Big Ten is not going to win, but the Big Ten is the best conference. Gonzaga is very good. It's going to be hard to bet against Gonzaga this year. Texas Tech was just a hot take.
Didn't they end up losing after you said that?
Yes. That's why I'm – hey, I wish you wouldn't have said anything because I was just sweeping it under the rug that I never said Texas Tech was going to win. UVA sucking as well.
They'll be back on track. They find a way.
Back on track this year?
Yeah. They'll find a way to at least go to the Sweet 16.
Okay. Do you think that, like, there's no way a one seed, like, I mean, I guess it's possible, but there's no way a one seed, like, has a bad COVID issue, and then one of those last four in are going to have to fill in, or first four out are going to have to fill in?
I think if you're a 6 seed or, like, if you're a 1 through 6 seed, I think they're going to be on top of the COVID shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But, and even if they're not, would it make sense for the NCAA to just shift everyone up?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But apparently they're not. And it's like whatever seed you are, that last four in or last four. Why can't I say that? First four out is going to be the team that fills in. So even if it's like a 1, 2, or 3 seed, cheers. That's all my.
Yeah, I'm good on college basketball.
Only NFL thing I gotta say is JJ Watt's tweets are actually cracking me up, and it's not
I don't even bother to look at his Twitter.
Well, it's not his tweets; it's the responses. Like he's been tweeting really weird, like vague shit, and people are like, "This cryptically means that he's going to Pittsburgh or whatever." That's been funny to me, and also I hate Russell Wilson.
Yeah,
that's it. That's all I got for NFL right now. And and we covered the rest in Mackie's interview because I said, "Are we going to get Deshaun?" Not worried about that. We talk about that later.
Yeah, no, we talked about Deshaun for a good 20 minutes.
Yeah. So that brings us to our favorite strolling around the SAC.
Yep.
And for our Doc Johnson little sack of the week, I have Cam Murray from Coker. He went 0 for 7 with 5 Ks against Mount Olive. And there were a lot of other people in the running, but the reason I gave it to him is they played a doubleheader against Mount Olive. He went obviously 0 for 3 that game. They lost 14-0, not a big deal. In game 2, they lost 6-4, 2-run game. He went 0 for 4 strikeouts. That's a tough look.
How many left on base?
I didn't see the left on base.
I was about to say it'd be a tough game if he had 6 left on too.
I don't want to dog him too bad. The season's early, but he is.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He's batting 26 cent right now, so it's kind of tough. Yeah, and 1 run scored. I'll give him that. So Cam, hope to not see you on here again, but that is our Doc Johnson little sack of the week. You got one?
No, little sack, same guy.
Okay, little sack, Cam.
But mine isn't an official. Mine isn't official.
Yeah, of course. My official little sack is Cam Murray. And thanks to Doc Johnson, as always. So now time for our Morrison Livestock Big Sack of the Week.
I'll do my Morrison Livestock Big Sack of the Week first, just because it's not official. And once again, I'm going back to the well of teams that have played against Catawba.
Okay.
Kid from LR, Drew Galassi.
Mm-hmm.
He hit 3 home runs against us, and he had maybe 8, 9 RBIs in the 4-game series. We intentionally walked him in the 5th inning of a 9-inning game.
Jim Gant said, "Hey, don't want to throw to that guy."
No, listen to this. He so the next day, Gant walks up, or that kid's coming up to hit again, and he's smirking at Gant. And Gant didn't see it, and Lohman was like, "Hey, coach, did you see that?" He was like, "What?" He said, "Kid was smiling at you." He was like, "Oh, he's damn good."
All right. Well, oddly enough, and I bet people were wondering, are we going to make the Morrison Livestock Big Sack of the Week a Catawba guy every week? As in, am I gonna? And the answer is no. So my Morrison Livestock Big Sack of the Week, you're not going to be happy about this one, Dill. Just personally, he does also go to Lenore Ryan. Andrew Patrick threw a softball no-hitter, 7 innings, 6 strikeouts to beat Catawba. Now, the reason he's my Big Sack of the Week is because it's praise to Catawba baseball. The fact that he can no-hit Catawba through 7 innings is a big deal. I don't think anyone else in the SAC did anything better than that. And I also screen recorded it and to get you out, because I know you're big old nuts.
I want to say something to that guy. What's his name?
Andrew,
my guy. I think I deserve a thank you for not being the one to spoil your no-hitter.
Yeah.
I deserve at least a thank you.
That was very unselfish of you, and that just shows how much of a clubhouse guy you are,
right?
To let him get that no-hitter.
Right.
So
I didn't let him.
You didn't let him.
But
hockey assist.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was strolling through the SAC. I did have one takeaway that I figured I might as well add this in strolling through the SAC because it's D2 news. But we we had a Rafty come in and send a little stat that needed a shout out. Just
Okay.
speaking of like D2 news, Jamal Smith. Do you know Jamal Smith?
I do.
Apparently a kid from CVCC. Oh, he didn't even tell me the damn name. Well, he threw a perfect game. A kid from CVCC threw a perfect game last weekend while y'all got no hit. I don't have his name. That's on me. Shout out to I'm sure we got a lot of CVCC listeners. Shout out to that guy for the perfect game.
Man, crazy things were happening in Hickory last weekend.
Yeah, there was something in the water, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is, to throw a perfect game at a JUCO, that's an ultimate team guy move.
Yeah.
Throw 9 innings. Usually those guys don't give a damn to throw 9 innings. That's it for my D2 baseball world news.
Hey, it's only right that Fuzzy Fur wins a Morrison Livestock Big Sack of the Week, right?
Yeah.
Hey, at some point.
Yeah, he's got to. I'm sure he will. But my other thing, last big news, which kind of shocks me. Wingate Baseball follows FTR Mitch on my D2 baseball news Twitter, but Catawba Baseball does not.
Ooh.
So
you're pro Wingate now?
I'm not. No, I will never
You're
say
a
that.
pro Wingate journalist?
No, what I will say is I'm not pro Wingate whatsoever, but I'm not anti Wingate.
Are you reporting for the Shield, the SAC Shield?
Yes, I am.
We gotta get you a SAC Shield hat.
Until the SAC gets mad at me, I am a big Shield guy. But the second they get mad at me, you're gonna see Rebellion FTR Mitch mode on D2 baseball, and it's gonna get wild.
That's how you know we made it.
In the D2 world, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure. Who does the rankings for D2 baseball?
NCBWA.
When the NCBWA gives me an email, that's how I'll know we made it.
National College Baseball Writers Association, I think.
Oh yeah. That was talking sports.
Yeah.
I'm pausing it.
Okay.
You can pause.
Okay.
You don't even have to say you're recording. She tells us.
All right. Let's get into it. 3 Bobs in a Wow. This week's edition is months.
Gonna be tough.
There's only
12.
12. So we each have 4. The person that has the last pick, like on the wow.
Every single month is gonna be said.
Yes.
So you got to be strategic about it.
You might be able to post this one.
Yeah, I might. I just might post. The streak might end this week.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm nervous.
Good to have you back.
I haven't been in 3 Bobs in a Wow in forever.
Nothing feels more 2020 than just an episode of us 3 and we're on Zoom.
And I'm in charge of the background stuff.
All right, let's get it, Megan. Let's rock, paper, scissors.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Oh, hold on.
All right. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Guys, all right. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Megan has first pick.
Okay.
No.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Loser. All right. So I got
loser.
So you did that on purpose. You saw me put scissors down. You put paper.
No, I didn't.
I got second. It's fine. Let's go. Let's do it.
Megan's
got first.
Meg's going first. Mitchum's second, and I am last.
All right. For my first pick, I don't know. This might be controversial, but I'm going to go June because I think that the weather is super warm. People are out of school. Mm-hmm. And you're just living life.
No, I love that pick. And why would it be controversial? Both of our birthdays are in June.
I don't know. I thought someone might say July. So
not here, not between us.
All right,
3.
so I got the best pick. All right.
You did. Great pick. I love it.
Thank you.
I think I can follow the draft better. I feel like I'm in an actual draft on here. So the second pick, easily, I'm gonna take May.
Oh, boo! Boo!
May's awesome. May's awesome. You can't tell me any different. You know why? Because it's kind of like the May is like the foreplay of summer.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I love it. I love that feeling of just like the best is yet to come. You know what I'm saying? Just always looking forward to the future.
What do you know about foreplay?
I miss having you on. Hell yeah, let's go. I don't know anything about it. My mom listens to this, Megan. You're gonna have to cut that.
You're the one that said it first.
All right.
My first pick. I'm gonna build off of your foreplay, bitch.
I love that.
September.
Foreplay of fall.
Right. Which means football.
Yep.
MLB playoffs as well.
Yep. I like it.
Those are my reasons for September.
No, those are great reasons. I enjoy it. All right, what's your other, Bob?
My other one, it's kind of basic, but I'm gonna go December.
Ooh, great pick, because that's what I was gonna take if you didn't.
I was also gonna go with December. So now I don't know where to go from here.
We all know why I picked December.
Why did you pick December?
Happy birthday, Jesus.
And my birthday.
And food.
And Megan. Huh?
And I like how you said and Megan and I said and food. So I'm just gonna be a big foreplay guy, okay? I'm gonna go November.
It's cold as shit in November.
No, but it's foreplay for Christmas.
It also has Thanksgiving.
It does have Thanksgiving.
I don't know why I'm helping you out.
and you know when like girls make that transition of summer vibes to like the dressed up fall big hair look.
Yeah.
That's November. I love that. I love that transition because October is kind of awkward sometimes. November, they're in full blown autumn looking good mode. Give me November.
Who are you talking about?
Megan, you do that.
Big hair? What does that even mean?
Big hair.
I don't know. I just feel like in the fall, like with the crisp chill, there's like more waves and curls.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Where do I go from here?
You got two, Meg.
I know.
And you got great months left.
There's not that much left. I'll just stick to my summer vibes and go with July.
Good. I was going to be so pissed if you did something you didn't want to do. I know you want June and July, and you might as well just wrap it up. Just take the whole damn summer.
I'll just wrap up the summer and take August.
Okay.
That was my last Bob. That was my last Bob.
I'm sorry. I had to. Summer's my favorite.
You can't tell me that the sun doesn't hit different in August, though.
Yes. It's like starting to cool down a little bit, so you're not like sweating to death.
I feel like the sun's bigger in August.
No,
it is. It is.
Yes.
Well, like temperature wise.
Mm-hmm. Megan, I like it. When a football team goes into a draft and they need something bad and they just go full blown, we're going to get something good out of this. That's what you did. You said, you know what? I'm going to take summer.
Megan just went to Old Reliable, took summer right there.
Oh, yeah. And I'm fine with that.
I'm proud of my picks.
Yeah. Okay. So I have May and I have November. So I kind of fucked myself, like when you look at it all around. So I guess I'm gonna take you took October. Shit. I'm stuck. I guess I'm gonna go with damn April because the Masters is in April. Baseball's kicking off in April. And also that's like the beginning of like the NBA playoffs.
Of May.
Huh?
It's the foreplay of May.
Yeah, everybody knows April's the foreplay of May.
But wait.
So April's like making out, and May is kind of like an OTPH. And Megan went full blown hardo mode.
Yikes. But I will say, when I think of April, I just think of it raining all the time because the saying, April showers bring May flowers. I just think of rain and I hate the rain, even though it does make things
well,
grow.
Everyone knows March Madness ends in April. So I get March Madness, I get NBA playoffs, I get the Masters.
I'm so concerned about the weather. Like, that's obviously the most important thing for me. So,
you know what else is good about April?
What?
Are these still in question in 2021? Are rompers in?
I don't know.
It's another great question to put on Instagram.
Because are we doing the braless rompers? Because I know braless is a look right now.
Definitely.
Braless rompers.
Mitch, we should get rompers for the 1 year pool bash.
Yes. And I've got 2 words for why I took April. Braless rompers. Boom.
What do
You're
you
up, Bill.
I don't even know what that means.
My last bob, Mitchum, you folded. I did not say October. I am taking October now.
I also knew that he didn't take
Nobody
October.
want to fucking say anything? That's bullshit.
Bro, you got lost. You got to keep track.
Keep up.
That's fucking. Look at my hair right now. But this election rigged.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Well, reasons I took October. Halloween parties are fun.
Yep. Great month.
Yeah, leaves. It's not too cold, not too hot. So October. So I have
Pumpkins.
September, October, and December.
Damn, thick boy weather.
Facts. Hoodie weather.
Sounds like flannel weather.
Hell yeah. No limit outdoors weather.
Speaking of flannels, you still have my blue flannel?
The one I pissed on?
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, probably at my parents' house.
Excuse me, what?
All right, I'll do my wow. Damn, there's only 3 months left, and they're the first 3.
Yeah, y'all. Hey, when I go next, y'all are gonna have to remind me of the 2 that are left.
I'm gonna go February.
Really?
Yeah.
That's also my wow.
I told Megan that February is the worst month of the year.
I agree.
Megan and I actually had a thing where we were giving days of the week to months, and that's what made me think of doing 3 bobs in a while of months. But February is so damn like Monday that I can't even see straight.
It's just that like everybody's pumped up for the new year in January, but that second month,
and there's nothing, and it's always wet. It's always wet outside, and like it hasn't even rained in a couple days, and it'll be wet just because it's damn cold. And Valentine's Day, there's that pressure. All of a sudden, you're still fat because you haven't even started working out yet because the Super Bowl's going on.
Yeah, you start feeling worse about yourself because you didn't do the New Year's, what's it called?
Resolution.
Yeah, you didn't do your resolution.
Yeah, you don't have a holiday in sight,
right?
Other than St. Patrick's. So February sucks all around, and it's bullshit that Black History Month is February. That's all I gotta say on that. All right, what are the 2 months left?
January and March.
Well, easily. I'm just with what I'm stuck with. I'm gonna go January.
That's what I would have went with.
And if we're sticking to May was foreplay, January is post-nut clarity.
Everything you did the year before, you sit down and reassess.
Yeah, because like you're riding that high all the way in from October, November, December, and then you just get to January and you're like, oh shit, like I gotta do stuff. You know what I'm saying? So January sucks. Megan, that leaves you with what month?
I get March.
And why does March suck?
Kind of building off February. It's just you're waiting for something to happen. The weather's not great. It's still cold.
And
sometimes it snows randomly for no reason.
If I were you dating me, I would also hate March because March Madness is right around the corner.
And Mustache March sucks.
True.
Disgusting. It's ugly.
There you go. Any honorable mentions?
Have you got good one. Have you guys ever gone out drinking for St. Patrick's Day? Like
no, but we're going
somewhere?
No, but we're going to this year.
Dude, that's one thing I've never done is gone just because like baseball every single year.
Yeah. And COVID happened last year, so I'm doing it. I'm drinking a green Guinness or whatever it is this year.
A green Guinness.
Bars are open till 11, going nuts, going to bed at 12. And that was
3 bobs in a wow of months.
What do we do now?
I'm going to pause it.
Good call.
This meeting is being recorded. Question. Can y'all hear me good?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
I think the tapestry should be a little like a foot
Stop.
A little lower? All right.
lower.
No, I got
A
you.
little bit lower. No,
It
I'm
doesn't
kidding.
even
I'm
have to be
kidding.
good.
No,
I
they're
just
good.
need
They're
something
good. They're good.
Which
No, they're good. They're good.
they're good. Okay.
No, I like it. I like it. You know, a fun fact.
This is our first ever reoccurring guest.
This is our first ever recurring guest other than Zach Queen,
Right.
who was also our first guest. But now we welcome back on Mackie G, Mackie Gallagher. And before I say anything, Mackie, I realized that I don't think we ever dropped the interview, like the OG interview, anywhere other than YouTube, like at all.
We did. I'm gonna be real. I didn't. We recorded that first interview. Sorry, my rooms are crazy right now. But we recorded the first interview back in like what it was, September, October. It was very early in the football season.
Yeah.
And I didn't watch that. I didn't watch it until literally when did I text you? Like 3 days ago. I literally said, "Yo, I just found our interview." So it's all really fresh in my mind. But no, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching it on YouTube. But yeah, I was looking at Spotify all the time. I could never find it.
Dude, yeah, I was going back because I was like, all right, what did I say stupid that I need to bring back up? And like, what did you say that I can definitely roast you on?
I said many stupid things.
I couldn't find it anywhere. And I go to YouTube, tried to listen to myself, and I realized how brutal just I was. So I was like, all right, never mind. I'm good.
Were you drinking?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, he was knocking back some Trulies.
And what's crazy is I did another interview after that.
The Jebisode?
The Jebisode was right after that. So it was a long night for the kid. But Dill's here. I'm glad Dill's here. We're bringing in a lot of Carolina information. But first questions first. I saw you on your first questions first. You like that?
That's usually how it goes. The first question.
The first question is first.
All right, but before we start this, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I need to go ahead and acknowledge how uneven the tapestries are, how bad they are. I'm giving up on it. I have officially
It's not even bad. We just spent 15 minutes trying to figure it out. I think it looks good. They're even as it can get.
They're on this wall behind me, but like I can't do that wall because then you'll see all the clothes I haven't folded that are on my bed. So I wanted to behind me. We're giving up. I'm so sorry for interrupting. First questions first. Let's do it.
Thank you. Did I even ask first questions first?
No, I interrupted you.
The first question is first. I saw on your Instagram story that you are going to be a member of a podcast, starting a podcast. What's all that about?
So this guy, Bradley McKeska, he graduated from App State before me. We met at this thing called the Keller Radio Talent Institute, which is like kind of where students go and they just meet professionals in the radio industry. And you just kind of learn about how the radio industry works, whether it's from like marketing, sales, all the different aspects of it. And we met there, and he's starting this like podcast network or online kind of online place for just Hornets and Panthers sports update, as well as many other Carolina sports. And he's calling it All Access. And he just reached out to me on Twitter and asked if I wanted to co-host the podcast with him. And I gladly said yes. And Bradley, he's the promotions director over with iHeart in Charlotte. So that's how we met. Pretty cool guy, another App State alum. He graduated from like WASU radio up there too. And so it's kind of cool. I was very happy and I was very honored to be asked to be on that podcast with him because he could have asked anybody, but he picked me. So I hope I don't let him down. But yeah, hopefully it's a sliver of as good as how your podcast.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, is it just Charlotte sports? There's no bullshit mixed in? Like
I really, really, really hope bullshit's mixed in. Like that's what I want it to be. I've listened to a bunch of your podcasts. I kind of want it to be the same thing. Just two people just shouting out some stuff, talking about what they like, talking about sports, but not being completely confined to sports. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I like the conversations just running rampant.
Is there a name for it?
Yeah, it's called All Access, but
Okay.
it's spelled AQCESS, kind of like a play on Queen City.
Okay.
It took me a minute to like realize what the QC was for.
Oh yeah, it's gonna take you got to stare at it for a second. It grew on me a lot. I personally like.
I was gonna ask, like, I love the name, but is there like a time period where you're gonna get so sick of being like it's all access with a cute like explaining it to someone like in public? Is that gonna be a pain? Are you ever gonna regret having the name with the QC?
I don't think I'll regret it, but I could definitely see every now and then just being like, yeah, it's all access with a QC. But honestly, like, so with this job I have now, I'm on the phone a lot, and they say like, "Can I get your name and number to take down a message to try to get to the person I want to talk to?" And I say my name is Mackie, and they either think I'm saying Matthew or Maggie every
Yep,
single time. So I guess I'm just kind of used to just having the correct people.
that's fair.
You might need to go by like Big Daddy Mac or something.
Yeah, just Mac.
Just Mac.
Have you thought about? But then they would say Matt.
They would say Matt.
When I was at Enterprise, people would get confused. They would say, "Oh, Steve or Pete," and I'm like, "Nah, it's Heath." And they'd be like, "Oh,
I can
Heath."
see Pete. I don't know how they got that mixed up with Steve.
Yeah, it's a tough one. But bringing it back to you got a new job. Last time you were on here, you were in Salisbury, pizza chauffeuring.
Oh yeah.
Let's back it all the way up. Let's give a whole life update. So obviously you're on All Access QC that's how Access is spelled. And now you got a new job. Where are you at?
I'm at this tech startup in downtown Wilmington called Quipt. It's like an online Quipt started out as an online marketplace for just like if you say from the Raptors podcast needed some expensive audio equipment to do this podcast, you would come to like Quipt's marketplace and search for it, and all like the suppliers that sell that will pop up, and you can kind of just look through and see what you want. It's kind of just like a way to connect customers with what they're trying to buy. I'm selling a very specific product, and it's called Approve. And what it is we kind of give suppliers their own in-house financing program. It's very, very businessy. It's much more different than pizza chauffeuring. It kind of just like it's just a way to consolidate the whole financing process. And I think it's a really good product. I had to learn a whole lot about financing and about business in general. I remember when I was training for this job, they kept on saying B2B, like, okay, so we do this for B2B suppliers, B2B this. And I felt like an idiot because B2B seems pretty simple. So I was just like, what's B2B? Business to business. And I'm like, oh my God. I knew nothing, but it's fun. I enjoy it. I just call a bunch of suppliers all day and just say, hey, we have this. It'll help you sell more. They'll help you sell more equipment. You should buy it. A lot of them say no. So
how pumped were you to answer that question at 6 o'clock on a Friday to talk about where you work at?
Dude, it's honestly, yeah. I mean, it's there. I told you, it's been a crazy day. I literally got home like 20 minutes ago. Like I said, after waiting to get my tag renewed or my registration renewed, waited 20 minutes, and then I get up there and they say that it's cash only, but their ATM is broken. And so I didn't end up getting my tag renewed. And then, today I made probably like 30 calls and just spent probably like 45 actual minutes on the phone talking to secretaries, trying to get to the people that I want to get to. It's just a lot of cold calling and a lot of emailing.
That's hilarious because last week's Three Bobs was life's small victories and life's like small inconveniences, or was it small inconveniences?
Minor inconveniences.
Minor inconveniences. That's a lot of minor inconveniences. So you just missed it. What was my minor inconvenience?
Something stupid.
It was.
I don't even remember what it was. You don't post them, so
when you wake up and try to like go to work or go wherever and you don't have any gas. That's not bad.
But you're blaming that on life when it's your fault.
Yeah, but most of life's minor inconveniences are our fault. Like Mackie's fault was like he should have had cash.
All right, wait. Okay. No, all right, I will say this. Back in the days when I was pizza chauffeuring, this wouldn't have been a problem.
Yeah, straight cash always, yes.
Rolling in the dough, honey. But now, see, I would originally blame it on myself, but it's 2021, so technology should be there. And two, cash in a COVID world. I'm trying to be conscious. I don't want to be passing back and forth.
That is okay. So I got roasted.
Yeah,
but no, I was just trying to give a good example of like how you're saying everything is always your fault. You know what I'm saying?
Let's get off.
All right, off of that.
Mackie,
I'm kind of I was in tune to that, but okay.
Wearing the Panthers hat. How was it making that video?
Oh, dude.
Did they bring you in? Or like what? Did they like bring you in and do all the shit, hair and makeup, the whole nine?
Or they came to you?
No, they came to my house and I did all hair. Not that good. Didn't do any makeup. I wish I did because that camera was beaming. I'm like, you could see everything. I wish I had some powder or something. But no, it was really cool. So like the whole story was I just posted that growl video on Twitter, and then I ended up doing it twice. I was thirsting because I told my friends, I said, like, my goal is to just get the Panthers to post it. Like, we've been saying that since I made it junior year. I was like, one day I'm going to try to get the Panthers to post it. And they, after the second time, they finally did. And I was really hype about it. And then when they posted it, I posted a video of me doing PA on my Twitter because I was like, that's what I want to do. This is probably like my only shot to get a lot of people to notice it. And then the next morning, I wake up to a DM from the Panthers, and they say, like, yo, Mackie, what's your number? And so I was like, okay, like, why are they asking for my number? They already posted the video. And so I gave them my number. And what they saw was they saw the PA video, and they wanted to do that fan story, which ended up turning into that interview. And they said, we want to get you down to a game, possibly, like, give you and your friend some free tickets, like, give you a tour of the control room, the PA booth, and possibly have you do some announcing. And that was for the Broncos game. They didn't get approved because of COVID, but I still went there, and it was pretty fun. A week later, I got a text saying that they were going to send this video crew to my house, and they were going to do an interview. And so at the time, I was living downstairs. I was living in the basement. and my mom was like, hey, let's try to keep them upstairs. And so my mom like cleaned up upstairs living room like completely. Told her she didn't have to, but she was like, oh, if the Panthers are coming to record something, I want to make it look good. So they go upstairs, they look around, they're like, all right, this is nice. And then they go downstairs and they see some of my Panther stuff hanging up on the wall and some more sports things. And they literally within an instant were like, no, we got to do it down here. So I already had like my room cleaned up fairly well for someone to just come in and like look around, but I had to instantly clean this up for like a professional interview with NFL and film cameras. And it probably took like 3 hours to set up. The whole interview took like 20 minutes, but they spent 3 hours getting my basement and like the lighting right and everything. And what's pretty cool is the two guys that came, they were twins that ended up playing at South Orlando. Now they played
really.
Oh, that's what my question was going to be, was how many people like show up, because I feel like when you say the Panthers social media team shows up, it's like a band, like a Panthers fan with like 7 people. So it's just two guys.
No, it was 2 guys. They're both twins. So they're like independent, they're independent like content creators. So like they make stuff for the Panthers, but like they're hired independently. And they went to South Orlando. I think they graduated in like 2006 or 2007. And they rolled up with a huge van and like a bunch of equipment. It was really cool seeing like how they got everything set up. But they didn't really know much about why they were here. They were just like, so like they said, so like you just like growled and posted it on Twitter, and now we're here. Like, pretty much exactly what happened. Like, I'm just as surprised as you. But yeah, it was really cool. It was just those 2 guys. They came up to my house. They gave me that interview. It was really cool. It's kind of crazy. Like, I mean, I enjoy it obviously, but it's kind of crazy because I can't believe that something so freaking stupid has kind of like amounted into all of this. Because like at the end of that interview, they said something about like inviting me down to another game next year and trying to do some announcing, and like, I was just cool with them posting it. Of course, I'm very happy with that invite, but now like that they brought it up, I'm kind of just like, okay, let's make it happen. Let's get it.
So is it safe to say that you are the Carolina Panthers number 1, well, maybe number 2? Who's that guy that goes to every home game? What do they call him?
The guy, you know the guy.
You know the guy, Mackie. Did he die?
I do not know his name, but I know what you mean. Do what?
Did he die?
His father. All right, so yeah, like the main guy, I forgot his name, Catman. I feel like that sounds.
Yeah, it was something like that.
But he passed away, but his son's kind of keeping the legacy going, so it's pretty cool. Like his son goes there dressed up and everything.
Okay, also yeah, Catman,
dude.
Yeah. Hey,
rip to a goat.
Yeah, for real.
To a goat. So Mackie Gallagher officially number 2.
No, all right. Now here's the thing. Like, I'm very thankful for like all this stuff like on Twitter and with the interview and all that. And I'm a huge Panther fan, die hard. Like, I watch every game, but me personally, I know at least 5 other people that are like fan wise much, much bigger fans than me. Like they will like kill people for the Carolina Panthers.
Okay. That makes sense.
Like, I'm a huge Panther fan, but not like, I appreciate that, but I wouldn't put myself. I would not put myself as.
I mean, you get put on the social media. That's got to count for something.
I appreciate it. No, I'm like, let's let it count for something.
Yeah.
But yeah, like there are definitely some people that are above me to where I'm like, y'all can keep that spot. I'll hang out down here.
I guess you can't be the biggest fan because the biggest fan wouldn't even think to do like a video. You know what I'm saying? They just die hard because it's serious. Like
right. It's no, that's what I'm saying. Like exactly. It's a mentality. Like I love the Carolina Panthers. I will watch every single game, but But no, yeah, I am going to acknowledge that there are way bigger fans ahead of me.
That actually growl in the mirror
Yes.
and they mean it. You know what I'm
Like,
saying?
Yeah,
when
they
they
don't do it for
when they
clout.
wake up Sunday mornings.
Yes.
They do it for themselves. They don't do it for clout.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
do it because that's what they were born to do.
Not a camera in sight.
No.
Nothing.
Not a
We
camera
know
in sight. Not fishing for attention and social media likes. No, they do it because they are diehard Panthers.
I'm down to get in some actual Panthers questions right now.
Yeah. So speaking of, since we've clarified that we are fans, but not, I wouldn't kill anyone for the Panthers.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. I love the Panthers, but I wouldn't kill anyone.
But if we get Deshaun Watson, I might would
I
kill.
would. That would change my
I'm
mind.
acting up if we get Deshaun Watson. I'm acting up. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm going to wild out.
But you're down for letting CMC walk?
All right. Here's my it's painful. It's painful. I'm not just throwing it out there. Oh yeah, CMC, go for Deshaun Watson. But if we could get Deshaun Watson and the only player we give up other than Teddy Bridgewater is Christian McCaffrey, and we don't have to break the bank with draft picks, I'm not going to be opposed to it. It's going to hurt seeing Christian McCaffrey go, but here's my reasoning behind all of it. The Panthers cannot win without a quarterback. I want to see the Panthers win. I want to see a ring. When the Panthers win a Super Bowl, nobody can say anything to me for 10, 15 years. We could go 0 for 16. I won't enjoy it, but we got that Super Bowl ring.
Yep.
And the Panthers, we have seen generational talents get wasted away and their careers wasted away. And Christian McCaffrey is a generational talent. Like, I want to see him in the black and blue forever, but also seeing him rush for 1,000 yards and receive for 1,000 yards and put that offense on his back, but the Panthers still finish 5-11. Like, it's hard in the league today when it comes to winning games, which is the main thing I want for the Carolina Panthers. You need a quarterback. A running back helps. Now, I've been saying I will give away the next 4 years of first-round picks to keep Deshaun Watson, to keep CMC, to keep Robbie, Curtis, DJ, because I think we could win a Super Bowl with that offense, and I'm fine with throwing away the future, low key. If throwing away the future gets us that Super Bowl ring, I'm cool with it. Bye first-round picks.
And the defense was young. Matt Rule, defensive-minded. The defense will turn a corner at some point this year. And the special teams, a drastic improvement in special teams this past year. Like, it was, how many fake punts did we run? Like 4?
I told you we had the best special teams for the first half of the NFL season.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and Matt Rule had like a Matt Rule season. You know what I'm saying? Every time he starts somewhere, that's exactly how the season goes. And then they turn it around completely because, like, he keeps them competitive.
Yeah.
So I'm also here to say that we were the first ones on the we will trade CMC for Deshaun.
Oh, yeah. As soon as the rumors dropped, I said, yeah, CMC, bye.
But that's just my running back bias. Like,
Right.
I get he's a generational talent, but don't pay running backs.
Yeah.
And it's hard. I don't want this to be perceived the wrong way. I'm a big fan of Mike Davis. I like the way he plays. I don't think he's better than Christian McCaffrey, but like Mike Davis on a football team can impact an offense. Not as much as Christian McCaffrey, but like we can win a game with Deshaun Watson behind center and Mike Davis or another running back behind him. We're not going to win a game with Kyle Allen under center. I know he's gone, but I'm using 2019 as a reference with Christian McCaffrey, or Teddy Bridgewater under center. And Christian McCaffrey's getting 135 scrimmage yards a game, but we're still getting beat like 28-17. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's a very tough situation. I think regardless, whoever gets Deshaun Watson is going to give up too much. Have y'all seen that trade package by like Peter Schrager? I think.
Oh yeah.
The moment I saw Brian Burns, I said, nah, like get out of here. The moment I saw Robbie Anderson and CMC and Brian Burns, hell no.
Yeah,
that's
tough.
not worth it.
No, I don't think so either.
With all those picks as well. And Dylan, like real quick to piggyback off your defensive statement, the defense I thought played great, especially for being, I don't know if they're the youngest defense, but for being one of the youngest defenses. And really the only bad second half game was against the Bucks in the second half of the season. That's when they beat us by like 20. But before we had some rough games when we played the Bucks, the Panthers went down 21-0 at halftime, and then the Panthers came back and we almost won. But then Leonard Fournette got that huge touchdown run at the very end. But no, I like that where the defense is at and anchored behind Brian Burns and Jeremy Chin. Like those two stay. I don't care what anybody says. Brian Burns and Jeremy Chin stays. That
You didn't want to throw Dante Jackson in there?
Oh yeah, he can go.
Really? That's my
I'm
favorite
happy-
player on the defense.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is, bro.
I think Dante Jackson's all right. Just because I watched it on the documentary, I think Dante Jackson's like low-key a cancer to teams.
You think?
But he's a great talent. But like if you get rid of him and Trey Boston's gone, Jeremy Chin's defense.
What happened to Derek Brown, bro? What happened to him?
Are you just calling me out
Yeah.
for my shitty take
Yes.
that Derek Brown was a good trap?
Right.
Mackie also backed me up on that.
No, I thought Derek Brown played well. He was a high graded rookie.
I'm a Clemson fan, and I was really upset that they didn't take Isaiah Simmons.
And in our last podcast, that's what I said. And boy, I was on Twitter wilding. But
Yes.
but
Draft night you were.
No, but I said it on the podcast. I said I overreacted. Like in retrospect, I'm glad the Panthers did what they did. Not saying Isaiah Simmons would have been bad, but Derek Brown was definitely good enough for me to give him the respect and not be going crazy the way I did.
Yeah, Derek Brown's just going to have a dark cloud over his head whenever I look at him just because the Panthers.
So I'm saying if he's a
didn't
solid
take Isaiah Simmons.
NFL, he's got to be a Hall of Famer for you not to be pissed off.
Right.
But
Every
he's
time I
not.
see
But he's
Derek
not.
Brown,
He's a
I'm
good football
right.
player.
He is. But in my head, I'm always going to say could have been Isaiah Simmons.
Speaking of dark clouds, I had this question. How often do you think about Mike Remmers?
A lot.
A ton.
No, I whispered, but a lot. It was kind of funny watching him do bad in the Super Bowl.
No, it wasn't. It felt the exact same, especially if you're someone I was on the Chiefs.
No, because it kind of like it just cemented what I always believed. You know what I mean? Like it cemented. He played in 2 Super Bowls and he screwed up a lot in 2 Super Bowls.
And
because
you can debate that he actually was the product of or the reason for the worst 2 Super Bowls. Both those Super Bowls sucked.
Yeah.
To watch if you're a casual fan.
Might have sucked less if Cam jumped on the fumble.
Might have, but if Mike Remmers was never there, maybe that never happens.
Mackie grabbed his chest as soon as I said that.
Well, we got to bring that up, man. But no, one of the strip sacks on Cam in Super Bowl 50 came right after the no catch called with Cotchery.
Yeah.
It was no catch, it was called incomplete, and so they put him right back at the 3 or 4 yard line, and then Von Miller made Mike Remmers his son, and then he just went right by and just strip sacked Cam, and they scored. And I don't even like talking about it, man.
Jericho Cotchery played in that Super Bowl.
Yep.
I just remember when he said that. I just remembered that.
Cotchery called it. Cotchery
Jericho
always called
Cotchery.
it. But no.
Britton Burson played in a Super Bowl.
Yeah, he did. Brent Burson was there.
And I don't know why. Like my finger's not even hurt. I'm just messing around. I have this on my finger or something. But like Brent Burson was in the Super Bowl and people wanted to disparage Cam. Oh my goodness. Like look at the team that he carried there. Like they were good. Jonathan Stewart, yes. Ted Ginn, wide receiver 1, I guess.
What?
Yes. Greg.
Philly Brown. Philly Brown was there.
Billy Brown was a hooper.
That was before he was Corey.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just crazy how that team was just the most high-flying, most offensive team in the NFL that year. And then we had to go against the number 1 defense in the NFL that year, and defense wins championships, man.
I just thought of a hilarious
And Peyton Manning.
Oh yeah, well Peyton Manning did nothing that game.
Yeah, but still, it's the aura that he walks in the building with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh
Mhm.
shit, we're playing against Peyton.
Right. Here's my sales pitch to a podcast, and tell me how many listeners you think this would get. It's a podcast strictly about the 2015-2016 Panthers.
The whole season?
The whole season. How many listens do you think that would get, Mackie?
Is the podcast ever going to stop, or is it just once a week for
We
years?
just-
How long
we-
can we drag out that season?
We just break down so much from the 2015-2016 season until we're literally out of stuff.
Dude, if you're a Panther fan, I would. So, and that's funny that you bring it up because I've been reading this book by Scott Fowler, who was like the Charlotte Observer beat writer for the Panthers in 2003. And that's all that book is just very specific things, breaking down everything about the 2003 season. Like everything, like they talk about how and it's just a bunch of subheadings. It's just a lot of like couple paragraph stories about just random things.
That's what I'm saying. You could just you could drag that out forever. You could be
Mhm.
like, all right, on this episode, we're talking about Mike Tolbert and his
Oh,
impact in
really?
Was that the Giants game? Was that
the Giants
the Giants game?
Josh,
You could
Josh
have
Norman.
you could have 5 episodes of that Giants game.
yes.
I was there live that year when Josh Norman and OBJ had that beef. In
Were you?
Up in New York? Yeah, my family up in New York, they're huge Giants fans, and they bought us tickets to that game. And so
Wow.
What?
we went to MetLife Stadium. We were right behind the end zone, and the game-winning catch by Funchess, or the last touchdown called by Funchess to put us up like 35-7 before we blew that lead, was like right in the end zone right below us. And it was crazy because like he just mossed them. And it was crazy that Devin Funchess was going wild that year. Like thinking back to it, why was Devin Funchess a hooper?
Stonehand Funchess.
Yeah. See, I was a Devin Funchess guy, but he was an anti-Stonehand Funchess guy.
Yeah, yeah, it was just crazy how quick that team went downhill. But that was a great game. And I will say Giants fans are not bad people. I enjoyed being up there. Very hospitable.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Like we were around a bunch of, at least the ones we were around. I like talking to people at games. If we're around, like I want to be talking if you're in the stands behind me, and especially if you're a fan of the other team. Like I just like why are you a fan of that team? I'm always gonna ask that. Like, are you from there? Like, do you have family from there? Blah blah blah. But we were around there, and like they heard our accent. We immediately stand out, me and my brother, when we talk up there because they all have fake northern accents. And so they asked if we were from Charlotte. And like, yeah, we flew up there for the game. And we were just talking to a bunch of Giants fans, and they were all really chill. And we had a bunch of Panther fans around us as well. There were a couple guys wearing like a John Beeson jersey. I remember that because
Ooh.
I have not seen a Beeson jersey in a minute until that time.
That's a good jersey to have,
It is a
though.
good jersey. It was a black 52 Beeson jersey. I don't know why I remember it, but like I don't know. It was a good game. I enjoyed it a lot. And MetLife Stadium's pretty cool on the inside. On the outside, it looks like just a giant tuna can.
Yeah.
Hey, are we gonna get a new stadium?
Who?
The Panthers. Tepper.
Uh,
Okay. Another Charlotte related question. Will Charlotte FC win a championship before the Panthers or the Hornets? Who's
Good-
going to win one first?
good question, Mitch.
We had this topic on last time. It was
Yeah, I want to see if your answer. No, I said which one makes you which one would you rather see, right?
No, I think it was said who wins first, Panthers winning a Super Bowl or Hornets winning the Eastern Conference.
Yeah. Who you got?
The Eastern Conference Finals?
Yes.
Oh,
But see, now I have a different answer because our team's looking up. But no, all right. So the original question though is who wins a championship first, Panthers, Hornets, or FC?
Mm-hmm.
I want to say I don't know anything about MLS. I don't know, but I'm gonna stick with. I'm gonna go Panthers,
Okay.
Just because like the Hornets have talent, the Panthers have talent, but like the Hornets I feel like have a lot more obstacles that are way better than the talent on their team. Like in the East, regardless, for the next few years, if the Hornets want to win, they got to go through Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Kyrie Irving. Or if they don't get beat by like Joel Embiid or Giannis, like there's just a lot of superstars in the East now. But like in football, I can see the Panthers playing up to their opponents later down the stretch better than the Hornets.
you think in a non-COVID year, like Panthers players and Hornets play, like before COVID, Panthers players and Hornets players would like go out and like get drunk and shit?
I don't think Charlotte had that kind of connection. What do you think?
I want to say I hope it's true. I would love.
Yeah, I
that.
want to say yeah too.
But I would say yes for some, but like I don't know. I wish I saw it more. I always thought it would be cool, like seeing Cam Newton and Kemba just at a bar somewhere, just hanging. out.
Yeah.
But I don't see it much. But I can definitely see some players chilling with the other ones. Because I feel like
see LaMelo Ball and Joey Sly hanging out.
Yeah.
what a crew that would be. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like because there is some camaraderie, but also you're just like a professional athlete in a city, and especially like a smaller market like Charlotte. Like LaMelo is definitely going to be the face of Charlotte one day soon. Right now, like Christian McCaffrey and like Brian Burns, I would say, are like the two Panthers that are like the face of the two faces of the Panthers. And so it'll be cool if one day I get on Instagram and I see Christian McCaffrey like and LaMelo just out somewhere just having a beer together.
You think LaMelo wants to stay in Charlotte? Like once his rookie deal's done?
I think if we win something, yeah.
Yeah.
I think because I'm a believer in players having some kind of connection to the team that drafts them. I just try to think about how I would be in that situation. And especially if they take care of them in terms of keeping help around them, which I think they're doing a pretty decent job right now. Like Gordon Hayward's kind of been playing recently. He started off the season great. Like, I mean, he started off the season to where I'm like, all right, he's doing better than I thought it was going to be. But like, we drafted LaMelo and immediately signed a former All-Star. Like, that's more than what the Panthers have or the Hornets have done in years. And then we have a lot of younger contracts coming to an end. I can see the Hornets making a big trade because I love all the players on the Hornets right now. They're a fun team to watch, but I feel like we just have a lot of the same kinds of players, like a lot of guards, a lot of stretch forwards or power forwards. So it's one of those situations to where it's like when it comes down to renewing contracts and trading and free agency, which one of these guys are we going to keep?
I feel like we got a bunch of high flyers. PJ Washington, Miles Bridges.
Yeah, I think that's like a good situation to be in, like what you said, with a lot of the same thing, because that obviously means you're about to make a splash somewhere, hopefully. I mean, Michael Jordan being the genius that he is, we're definitely going to make some moves coming up.
And Malik Monk has been hooping.
And
I've enjoyed Malik Monk. I've always thought he's definitely a microwave shooter. Like the days he's on, he is on. He can drop 30 if he's feeling it. But I always thought that the Hornets were going to use him in some sort of trade package. And a couple of years ago, there was one with I think it was just Malik Monk and I think Nick Batum for Andre Drummond from the Detroit Pistons. And then the Hornets tried to include Frank Kaminsky in the trade. And the Pistons pulled out. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that was a real thing that happened. And I would have been like, Nick Batum and Malik Monk for Andre Drummond? Yes.
Batum's contract was insane.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And like you said, we got Miles Bridges, we got PJ Washington, who I'm a fan of all of these players. We got Malik Monk, then you have Graham, LaMelo, and Terry Rozier. You have Gordon Hayward. You have Jalen McDaniels, who's been playing more recently. So it's just like think about like Miles and PJ are definitely the same kinds of players, same build. You have Graham and Rozier. Who are we going to renew when those contracts are up? Because Rozier's been playing out of his mind this season. Malik Monk's kind of the same way. It's just like I can see the Hornets making including some of these players in a trade package somewhere down the road.
You think Devontae's slow start this year was credited to them drafting LaMelo and all the hype around LaMelo?
I won't say it's like I could see that being a factor. But also, personally, I'm a Devontae Graham fan. That's the only Hornets jersey I have right now. And I do like Devontae Graham. And one thing I like about him is I've always thought he was a team guy. Like, he's always on the bench. And whenever a timeout calls, like the last game when I watched him against the Suns a few nights ago, every time a timeout was called, he was the first one off the bench, hyping everybody up, high-fiving them. So I think it was more attributed to him, like, starting a full season right out the gate.
True.
Because he was just in the G League last year, right? We did
2 years ago.
Kemba wasn't on the Hornets last year, so 2 years ago. I don't know. Devontae, do what?
I said 2020 gets me messed up too.
That's what I'm saying. I was just trying to get my timeline right. I don't think it's attributed to LaMelo, but I think having another guard come in, and knowing that like he's going to be challenged may have affected him. But the hype wise, I don't think so.
Are you a Borrego guy? You like Borrego as the coach?
I've always liked Borrego. I like Borrego, one, because he does utilize the G League. Like a lot of the players that are playing good now for the Hornets had some kind of G League experience. I like the rotations that he has, and I think he's a big team guy. And the players have really bought into him. I remember I went to the Hornets media day last year, or the start of last season, and when he was and when the players were talking about JB in his second or third year as a head coach. They were really praising him. Like, it wasn't just the basic, media day, just trying to hype up the coach to avoid any kind of speculation. They were saying how much they enjoy his presence and just how much of a culture he's building with the Hornets.
Yeah, because he was under Pop for a little while.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, they kind of have those same similarities and traits in terms of like, they always look serious. They always look like they are so focused. But they kind of stay calm in a way, and they're very player oriented. They make sure they give he gives his players a lot of say in what they want to do during a game. I will say that.
I think he needs to gain a little weight. That's my only take.
Really?
Yep.
You want a chunky Borrego?
Yes, because think about
waddling on the sideline.
I think I would respect him a little bit more.
So you want him to look like Matt Rule?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, like not bad, but like Pop's got a little gut. Who else got? Ty Lue's got a gut.
He does.
Van Gundy.
Oh, God.
I mean, I'm just naming all the greats,
But
right?
maybe Borrego just wants to break the mold. You're naming all these legendary coaches with a gut right now. Maybe he wants to be the first legendary coach without a gut.
I don't know why the first thing I thought of when y'all were like, is he a good coach? The first thing that popped in my mind was like, I feel like he's got a hairy chest. Does he not look like a hairy chest guy?
He does.
And then I was like,
I hate how I knew exactly like what you meant the moment you said it.
yeah. And so then I was like, maybe it's he's just too skinny to have such a hairy chest guy look.
Does he trim it though? Do you think?
I trim it in the spring. I'm about to spring clean here soon, so I'm sure
Yeah.
he does too. He's Italian, right?
Gotta be. Ends with an O.
With that name, it's got to be, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, like his 5 o'clock shadow happens at like 1 p.m. Like that type. I can't believe I'm going all the way back to this question, but this is my reason behind why I think Charlotte FC is going to win before the Hornets or the Panthers.
Okay.
You said that you've seen the talent from the Hornets and the Panthers. That's also my reasoning as to why that I haven't seen Charlotte FC's talent. I feel like I have a better chance not knowing, and the ceiling's a little bit higher than what the Panthers and the Hornets are, if that makes sense. I just don't see the Panthers and the Hornets winning within the next 15 years.
Oh, 15. I'll give it more. I think they're definitely winning within the next 15. Hornets especially. Like, I really feel like I really believe
Wait. Winning the NBA finals
in the next 15.
in the next 15 years.
Bro, I will say that the Hornets can win a finals in the next 15 years. That's a long time.
It's been a while since I made like a tattoo bet.
Yeah.
If the Hornets win the finals, Megan shakes her head immediately when I started saying this. If the Hornets win the finals within the next 15 years, as if I'm going to know this within the next 15 years, I'll get a tattoo of, what should I get?
I was gonna say like LaMelo Ball, like a portrait of LaMelo Ball, like on your thigh.
No, get a picture of James Borrego unbuttoning his shirt.
Yes.
Hairy chest.
I'll get. Can you get an image of Borrego doing this, but his chest hair is shaved into a Hornets logo?
Okay.
That's what I'll get on my thigh.
Yeah, I like the
You've
thigh.
seen this
Good place
team,
to hide it.
right? Like you've seen this team play.
They're very exciting, but LeBron's still going to be in the NBA 15 years from now.
No, the Hornets are just like a big man away. They're just like they just need a solid big man.
A boogie.
A boogie. I wouldn't mind a boogie if he stays healthy. That's what I'm saying. Vernon, I don't know if y'all know this, but the Hornets utilize not this part, but the Hornets utilize their G League a lot, the Greensboro Swarm.
Mhm.
And as of sometime last week, Vernon Carey Jr. was the leading scorer among all rookies in the G League. He was averaging like 26.8 points per game.
26.
Yes. This was like a week ago or a week or two ago. I don't know about the stats now, but like there was a certified stat about a week ago that said, shout out Bobby Shmurda, that said the Vernon Carey Jr. was leading all rookies in the NBA G League in scoring.
Follow-up question. Are they allowing fans at G League games?
I don't know about G League, but they're just now starting to allow fans in the Spectrum Center now that Cooper pulled back some of the restrictions. I think it's 15% / 3,000 fans can be in Spectrum Center now.
I was gonna say if they're allowing fans, because I don't think FTR can pull some strings and be the Hornets guys.
Well, we just gotta get
but we
media
can be
passes.
the Swarm guys.
We gotta get media passes.
What do you think about that?
I think you could find a way in with. Dude, I would love to be an announcer for a G League team, like announcing G League basketball. That would make me so happy. Like just
okay. You've got the strings. You can pull the strings. You got the Panthers. Just tell them, hey, since you guys like they talk to the
Since you guys know the Hornets.
and the Hornets G League team is the Swarm, then you slide in there, and then maybe we're like color commentators or what's their names? DA. Thanks, DA.
Thanks,
That's
DA.
the guy that you skip through on 2K. That could be us.
Just bring all your equipment, and then I'll just go up and be like, "Yo, I'm the guy that posted the growl video," and then hopefully that'll be enough that gets me in.
That'll work. I can do that.
Mackie had
I think the growl video is universally known in all aspects of professional sports, whether that's NFL, NBA, G League, minor league. I think it's made its rounds enough to where I could
all
go
in
up.
Charlotte. Just Charlotte.
No. This is the worldwide.
Oh,
Worldwide.
we could go to Bristol, Connecticut right
I
now
feel
to
like-
ESPN.
Exactly. I feel like I could go to any sporting event ever and just hit them with a growl, and then I could be let in.
Okay.
So I think we're good. I think we got it.
Mackie had a take about Jameis, right?
You did.
LASIK Jameis. I tweeted it today. I said, "Give me LASIK Jameis."
Okay, yes, me. Okay, I didn't know if you were against me or if we were on the same page. But if you see the FTR Dill Twitter account, I'm a Jabbo wins. I'm a stan.
Nice.
I love Jameis. Mitch hates it that I talk about Jameis all the time.
I don't hate it. It's just
Future Hall of Famer. He's a future Hall of Famer.
There it is. That's what I hate. Thoughts?
I mean, dude came in, threw one pass in a playoff game, and put 6 points on the board. I mean, do Hall of Famers not do that, Heath?
Threw a beautiful ball.
Say that whole sentence again, and I can put a name like in front of that. Blank came in, put 6 points on the board in the playoffs. Tim Tebow. Is he a Hall of Famer?
No, but did he do it in one play?
In overtime.
Damn, you got me.
It was one play. It was first play in overtime.
It was
right?
the first play. In overtime.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Dude.
All right.
All right, my argument's been busted. Okay.
Yeah. All right. No more.
I was trying to help Dill out. No, but all right, here's my thing, bro. He threw 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions. I know people don't want to say, I don't want 30 interceptions. Bro, after watching your man, Heath, Teddy Bridgewater, play this past season, I will take 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions any day of the week. Any day of the week.
I would take one touchdown in the red zone from Teddy Bridgewater. Like, anytime we got to the and I think I was here last time when you came, I said, let's pick up Cam in the offseason. Maybe it wasn't to Mackie. This is my new thing, though.
Okay.
We can play with Teddy. We get to the red zone. We're putting Cam in.
And this is, I can tell you the exact moment to where I watched Teddy Bridgewater make a few plays. And in my head, I said, if this man is on the team next year, I don't care what cap hit we take. It was when that Vikings game where Jeremy Chin, rookie record, scored the back-to-back touchdowns in 10 game seconds. And then they muffed the punt inside the 5-yard line, and we didn't score. We got the ball inside the 5. I mean, we might have gotten a field goal, but we did not get a touchdown.
No, I don't even think. Did we even get I don't even think we got a field goal out of that.
I'm saying, like, you know what? And then this man wears 2 gloves. One of the only quarterbacks to wear 2 gloves. He dives over the end zone in Green Bay and he fumbles. What's the point of wearing 2 gloves, bro?
My thing was,
I'll tell you who would have won that game in Lambeau.
LASIK Jameis.
Heineke would have won that game in Lambeau.
Hey, played a hell of a game 2 years ago at Lambeau. The snow game.
Mm-hmm.
Now, all right. Let me pose a question to you. I like how we're just talking whatever. This is why I like the FTR podcast. If we don't draft Deshaun Watson, I gotta stop saying we. If the Panthers don't draft Deshaun Watson,
No, you're in. We've already established that. You can say we.
okay. If we don't draft Deshaun Watson, and we can't get, are y'all Panther fans who are on the board for Lawrence, Fields, or Wilson? If they're available, you're fine with drafting them?
No.
No? Okay. Which one are you not okay with? All of them?
Well, I want Deshaun. I'm so blinded right now that I'm not even in draft quarterback mode.
Okay, now let's pretend none of that happens. Let's ruin your dreams and pretend that we don't draft a quarterback, we don't get Deshaun Watson. Do you want Teddy, or would you rather just let PJ fucking Walker just play a season?
PJ. I'm with PJ.
This is what I said from the beginning. Like, even with Heineke, if the whole plan was releasing Cam Newton to just waste a year or two and then draft a quarterback, why do we put $60 million or $63 million into Teddy Bridgewater, who is an established quarterback in the league, but never shown enough promise to like carry a team really? Granted, he did have a very gruesome injury, so that does play a role in it. But like, I don't understand why we put so many marbles into one QB when the whole plan afterwards was to draft a quarterback. Like, this draft, I will tell you, I'm very happy with not drafting a quarterback. And if we don't get Deshaun Watson, I just have PJ Walker start. I don't understand why.
I got a take on why Tepper wanted Teddy.
Mm-hmm.
Tepper looks like a degenerate gambler.
Mm-hmm.
He bets on the Panthers
To
probably
cover.
every game to cover.
Yeah.
And Teddy Bridgewater is the best quarterback
To cover.
to cover.
He is, like, of all time.
He'll keep that thing close.
Really?
son.
Yeah.
Really? I didn't.
I don't
that.
know. Well, no stats, just facts.
Just facts,
I don't.
yeah.
That's not a stat. I don't know. But
Okay.
they covered a shit ton
Yes.
last year.
But yeah, I'm blinded by Watson. I want it to happen. The Texans look like that they're not going to do it. I think my roommate actually thinks that they're going to make him retire, if anything, before they trade him.
God, I did hear about that. That like there might be a possible retirement.
He
But
just needs to get fat. Pull the James Harden, get fat,
Mhm.
and go
The
from
fact
there.
that he did that and just dropped like 30 every game that he played in until he got traded.
Or what if he just? We're talking about this later in this episode. What if he just pulls a Britney and just like appears to be
Like,
not stable?
Yeah.
And like kind of Dennis Rodman-esque. Just
I wouldn't mind it.
ruins his public image completely. And then he's like, just kidding. I did all that on
No,
purpose.
and keep it bad boy
Because-
of the NFL. I
Yeah.
need that.
Yeah,
And then he comes to the Panthers, bad boy of the NFL on the Panthers.
With Dante Jackson.
Yes.
But my thing is, so like you're like let's lose the blinds for Deshaun Watson real quick.
Yeah, as you can tell, we cannot at all whatsoever.
I know, but like hypothetical. Let's run through
Okay.
this hypothetical.
You mean realistically. You
Yeah.
don't even mean hypothetically.
Yeah. So if we like the Panthers drafting, pretend Deshaun Watson's not in the equation. Are there any prospects that you're high on right now, whether it's quarterback or not?
No.
I've always
All prospects non-quarterback?
Like it could be any quarterback. Like
Okay.
right now, I wouldn't mind Zach Wilson if he falls to 8th. But also, I'm a fan. My roommate Gray, he showed me Micah Parsons from Penn State.
yeah.
Linebacker from Penn State. If Micah Parsons is available at 8, like here's my fear. I'm nervous that we're not going to be able to get Deshaun Watson. We're not going to be able to draft like the main quarterbacks in this draft, and we're going to reach for somebody for a quarterback. Like if our quarterback's not there at pick number 8, I don't want us taking the 5th or 6th best quarterback in that draft. I want the best player at their position.
Yeah.
I could see Tepper going after somebody like Trey Lance.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying these guys are bad quarterbacks, but like 8th pick, it's like, of course, I want a quarterback. We need to win, but why reach for it? And then we just set ourselves back even more because we have the 8th pick. It's good. I want them to draft up. I want them to trade up with Miami or New York and go for somebody. But I'm
a
very
linebacker.
Damn, those are two good teams to trade up with. The Dolphins,
because I'm there.
that could potentially happen.
I don't think so right now the stories are going out that Deshaun Watson is considering the Jets, Dolphins, and Panthers. I don't think the Jets are in it. I think the Dolphins are the only realistic team in this scenario, as much as I hate to say that, simply because they got Tua to trade, which I think Tua still he played a pretty decent season for like what he was given. He was on and off. They were switching him out with Ryan Fitzpatrick some. I think Tua still has more in the tank. I don't like to judge people off a season or two. Like it's a long career. And they got a lot of first-round picks. They are the Oklahoma City of the NFL right now in terms of draft picks. So they like, and nobody wants to waste a first-round draft pick, but I don't think it'll be as detrimental to their future as it will be for us.
Yeah, I'm a massive Tua guy.
I'm not.
I know you aren't, but I love
it's
Tua.
okay. Like I couldn't be wrong on that one. I'll be fine with that. I'm just not. He doesn't excite me. After he got hurt,
Weren't the Bears making a run at Deshaun?
yes, but
Yeah, I
now
don't
it's
think that's gonna happen.
dangerous time.
It is danger rush time. What do you think about that, Mackie?
What, dangerous?
Yeah,
I'm going where? The Saints?
No,
I saw Raiders,
I saw Raiders, Bears. It was basically his
There's
like
Raiders, Bears, Saints, Cowboys, I believe.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
just storied franchises basically, other than the Saints.
He looked sick in a Cowboys uniform.
I like Russell Wilson. I think he should have had an MVP, at least an MVP vote. That still blows my mind that he doesn't have an MVP vote. But like, also, I think a lot of the problems that the offense, Russell Wilson plays to his opponents so much. Every year, why did the Seahawks lose 3 or 4 games to teams they have no business losing to?
Giants.
There are so many games to where these dudes will put up 46 points. Tyler Lockett will give me 63 points in fantasy with 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. But then they're playing the Cowboys and they can barely put up 6 points on the board. You know, it's just and him kind of, I don't know if he's came outright and blamed the offensive line, but I know one of his things to get out of Seattle is because he wants a better offensive line. This dude runs out the pocket every chance he gets. He starts scrambling all the time. I just think some of the failures that are being brought onto him are kind of self-made, rather. And I've always been a Russell Wilson fan. I still think he can impact the game in the league. I'm not as terrified of him moving. I don't want him in the NFC South though.
No, I mean, we already dealt with having Tom Brady,
Drew Brees for the last
Drew Brees,
our whole lives.
I'm not gonna say Matt Ryan, but Matt Ryan was really good for a couple of years.
No, yeah, I mean, he had the MVP season and went to the Super Bowl. I mean,
Yeah.
like you gotta show him respect for that. No matter how he played.
So did Cam Newton.
Exactly.
I'm not hating on Cam Newton at all. I'm not. Are you a Cam Newton hater right now?
No.
Yeah. Okay. I appreciate it.
It's just even if it's just one solid season, like you still got to give players their props for one solid season.
Yeah.
No matter who it is, because I mean they're doing it at the highest level. So if you want an MVP, like that's what I'm saying. I don't care what your career was. If you want an MVP, you should be respected around the league. Like
I do appreciate Matt Ryan staying in the NFC South though, because like our defensive line is going to have a whole lot more sacks. You know what I'm saying?
yes.
So that's good for us.
A lot of mock drafts have the Falcons taking a quarterback before us because they pick third or fourth. That's another thing. We needed to establish this winning culture, and we had to beat Washington. And that one win brought us from pick number 3 to pick number 8. Thank God we established that winning culture. Like I've never been a guy who's like, let's tank. But once you get to week 12 through 14 and you're eliminated from the playoffs.
Yeah, it's like a Band-Aid. Just do it.
And I know like fans who say like you expect them to go out on the field and lose on purpose. Like, no, nobody will do that. But as a fan, I have a right. I can say that. I can look to the future. But no, like I understand Matt Rule isn't going to go into the locker room before the game like, hey guys, we can win this for so that way we could feel happy about ourselves, or we can lose this and pick number 3 in the draft. What do you want to do? Like I know they're not going to say that, but it's just like that was Teddy's only win in the last like 8 games.
That's the level of fan we're at. We established that. We're the fans that once we get to that, it's like, all right, let's lose to have a better pick. The ones that wake up and growl in the mirror without the cell phone.
Oh,
those are the ones that are.
We need wins.
We need
today.
wins every week.
Wins.
I don't care if we go 4-12. We better win that 4th game in week 16.
So,
week 17.
Mackie, I'm looking at like mock drafts.
Okay.
From what I'm looking at, it's if we don't get Deshaun, it's either QB or I wouldn't mind having Patrick Surtain.
Yeah, the cornerback out of Alabama.
Yeah.
The one they weren't even throwing like on his side the whole season. Right.
Dude, that's like so. My roommate Gray, what he does is like all the big prospects every year. He just watches like all the first round prospects. He'll just pull up their YouTube highlight reel. And I like college football. I like college basketball. I have not really been watching much of it recently, so I don't really know much about the prospects coming out. So he's kind of been educating me a lot on it. And when he showed me Patrick, is it Surtain? Is that how you pronounce it? All right. Yeah. When he showed me Patrick Surtain, dude, he was a baller. Like he got a hand on the ball every time a ball came over there. And going way back in this podcast to what you were saying about Dante Jackson, I don't think that like he's a cancer to the team. But I think that he makes big plays, but he also gives up big plays.
Right.
It's just kind of one of those things to where like he's definitely an exciting player to watch, and I enjoy him on the Panthers. But yeah, I never like just being a fan and coming out saying this guy needs to go because like these are these dudes' livelihoods, and now with like social media, like you can just see anything. I don't want to be one of those guys with a horrible take on the internet.
That's like basically our job. We're supposed to have terrible takes.
Yeah. We're pretty good at it.
Yeah,
too,
no, we are
pretty
good.
Are you sure that it's Surtain?
Yeah.
It's not certain?
No, it's not certain.
Okay. See, there's a bad take. I'm on the internet saying certain. So I don't know anything.
But see, I would like him, Penei Sewell, the offensive tackle out of Oregon. Yeah. I suspect he's going to go to the Bengals, though.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, if he goes to the Bengals, that'll be good for Joe Burrow, who I really hope can come back from that injury. But yeah, Mike, I'm really big on Micah Parsons, dude. I like Micah Parsons. What was that look? Why are y'all?
I'm nodding because I'm a Joe Burrow guy. Dill's not a Joe Burrow guy.
I mean, I like him. Like, no, scratch that.
He said it.
It's all just the bullshit at LSU that he did. It pissed me. Like
He's just a Clemson fan. He's just upset.
No,
because
the
he's a Clemson fan.
cigar shit pissed me off. He did that strictly for clout.
We just had Mike Jones on, and he said that if they win, he's going to have a cigar.
Shit, and we're gonna
you
have to do it.
agreed.
And we're gonna have to do it with
Yeah.
him.
Dude, it's a cigar, bro. Dude,
We'll cut
threw
that.
80
We'll cut it.
touchdowns. He threw 80 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And he won the national championship.
And he's mad because he's sitting on a chair
Fucking
with his legs
cigar.
crossed. He's just
Huh?
butthurt because they lost, because Clemson lost.
I thought he was gonna just be a flash in the pan kind of guy. He played well.
He does-
He,
he's
No,
got
plays
his
and
well.
he was having a good rookie season too, but that offensive line just went that.
He does have small hands.
He does. And there's something to say about people with small hands in the NFL. They don't work out often.
And it's cold in Cincinnati.
Yeah. So I understand, but he's good. He is good.
I
Their
like
line
him.
sucks.
I hope he can bounce. Like, I hope this isn't something that was like one of those what if stories, you know?
Yeah.
What if he never tore his ACL? Well, his whole knee just got obliterated. Like, it was watching that was disgusting. It was. Ugh.
I think nowadays,
Kind of like Dak's ankle. Oh, you just gotta hope it's a cramp, Jim.
yeah. You just gotta get a cramp. I really hope that Joe Burrow's knee doesn't cramp up ever again.
Yeah.
I think, did we cover every Charlotte sport possible
hmm
except for the checkers, which we'll dive.
But I'm so excited for the FC to get here, though. Like, I wanted a new sports team in Charlotte, and I was not mad at all when they said it was going to be MLS instead of MLB. I wouldn't mind MLB. I know you're a big baseball guy. I wouldn't mind MLB in Charlotte, but like I think building the Charlotte Knights Stadium to where it can't really expand might have messed that up, right? Like,
Yeah, no, it's over. If anywhere, it'd be in Raleigh, I guess, and
yeah,
it wouldn't be as.
Hey,
fun.
you know, and I don't know what year it was. It might have been the damn 60s. The Minnesota Twins.
They were supposed to move to Kernersville,
hell
right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Imagine if there was a damn Major League
North
Baseball team in Kernersville.
Kernersville, North Carolina.
Yes.
What?
Never
when?
happened.
Never, obviously.
When was this?
It was like 60s, I think.
Dang,
Yeah.
that would be crazy.
I would be a big Kernersville. What was their name going to be? Twins?
Probably.
Kernersville Twins of what?
Maybe Carolina Twins.
Carolina Twisters. That was my tournament. That was my tournament ball team name when I was 11.
We
No,
played you guys.
the Carolina Twisters,
What color were y'all?
red and blue, like the Twins. You played me. Wow.
I've seen that. I've seen that before.
Guess who came up with the logo?
Who?
Me.
Oh man.
I don't even know where I was going with it.
I don't know either.
You don't need to know. We just let
Hey,
it
at
ride.
least Megan's cutting it this week, anyways. Not Trevor.
What?
She just made a face.
I didn't know that.
No, I did have one takeaway
Okay.
from the football club. We have stock in everyone we talk with.
Right.
So if you land a job with Charlotte FC, we need tickets. Okay. So we're just putting it down right now. Can that happen?
Do what?
Wherever you land, can we get tickets from wherever you land in Charlotte?
If I have the power, maybe. I don't know what kind of power I might have. Here's my thing, like, because every time I do stuff, I have multiple friends that are saying like, oh, we need tickets. Like, I'm always gonna try to hook friends up with whatever I can. But also, I'm not trying to go into like a new job anywhere. Then like within the first day or two, be like, yo, so can I get some free tickets?
Yeah.
I need to get established first.
I guess it is a little different than like asking like a player because they bring tickets in. Like
Yeah.
you never thought about like the people that actually work for the team if they can.
Yeah, and I
just,
think players get a certain amount of tickets every single game.
yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, it was even like that with college.
Okay, so can you make this promise? If we go to a Charlotte FC game, and I'm here for this, you know the footballs where you cut out the eyes and it's a head like a
Yes.
football? We have soccer balls on
Okay.
eyes cut out. Are you down to go with us? You have what logo will they have?
It's like
We only
a
have
crown.
3 of us.
Yeah. Well,
It's a
we can just do
crown,
CFC.
CFC. There you go. All
I
right.
do. We'll need a big soccer ball, but I'll definitely do a soccer ball.
Yeah, you do have an abnormally large head. I'm glad we brought that up to end.
No,
to end
I
everything.
gotta bring it up. I might have done this on the last podcast. It resembles a lot like the flounder on SpongeBob. It's like
Yes.
looks somewhat normal, like from the front. But like when I turn, it just takes up like the whole face of the screen. So
Did we
yeah.
touch all the points? So we got
someone called
Hornets,
me a mahi mahi one time.
Mahi Head, Hornets, Panthers, Charlotte FC,
Deshaun,
Deshaun,
draft.
Draft, Pizza,
Yep.
and New Job.
New job.
I
Yeah.
think we did it.
We did it. Mackie, I guess we're going to have to wait, another 6 months?
Another
Maybe.
6 months.
And maybe you
No,
won't
I'm
even
always
be in the
down
same
to
place
come. I
again.
do it every time.
You keep evolving and we just stay the same. Time is an abyss over
I
here.
know, bro. You're giving me way too much credit. I enjoy it. Look at y'all got a whole studio right there behind you, though. I remember when I came in to do the first podcast. It was the first show in there, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was
It
first time we
was.
did it in the
I don't know
garage.
why I remember that, but it was the first show in there. I liked it a lot. I like that studio. And
Hey. Anything you want to plug? I know we've already plugged the pod, but one last time in case anyone just said, forget all this football talk.
no, really. I mean, like we got the all access starting up. We're doing that for the first time this weekend. No, I don't really got much to plug. If you know of any equipment suppliers and they want an easier way to offer more affordable payment options to their customers, one application, fill it out right there on your website or from the quotes that you send out. That one application is sent to a network of 16 lenders that all are actively and knowingly competing for their business, and you maintain complete oversight and control of the entire financing process. Give me a shout at Approve here at Quipt in Wilmington, and I'll hook you up. It's your own in-house financing program.
Boom.
Do you want to close more deals? Hit me up at Approve, 910-613-0727.
The 23-year-olds that listen to us are pumped to listen to that.
That was really impressive.
That was
Mom, he said financing solutions. No, but
that was impressive, but our demographic, I don't even think it's gonna go right past their head.
No, that's literally all my day is pretty much is just trying to just call people like, hey, is this Rob, CEO of like Tractor Supply in Iowa? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, do you want to offer more affordable payment options? And then if they say yes, we got them.
Boom.
Sales process. If they say no, then I just go call another company. I'm enjoying it. Real quick, I don't know, like this is like my first ever cold calling job. And like the where I work is really cool. Like everyone that works there, it's like a tech startup, pretty small. It's really cool, very great place to work. But like cold calling, like that's like, I don't know, like I feel like I'm just like feeling more one with myself because they told me in my interview, they said like, how do you handle rejection? And I was like, I think I handle rejection like pretty decently. But like it is just straight up just calling people. And then sometimes they interact with you, you make a few sales. Other times they'll be like, no, please don't ever call me again. Like I don't want to deal with this. Like just think about how you would talk to the people that call about your extended warranty, like on your car. That's how we get talked to sometimes. But it's really, I mean, honestly, I probably just made it sound bad. It's really not. I do really enjoy the job a lot.
I was about to say you actually are a better person because I just transitioned into a new job because the old job I was making cold calls and I was hating every second of it.
Really?
But like you have the personality to where you could do that. Like myself, like people are like, all right, asshole. And like I cry in a corner. You know what I mean?
No, there are a couple of times where I'll get off the phone after something. I'll just kind of like, oof, that one hit a little deeper than
Yeah.
Could have just said not interested, man.
It's crazy how personal people get. Like it's unreal. They don't even know you, and 5 seconds in, they will cut deep.
I think one of the it's kind of funny just hearing in real time how the vibe switches when they kind of realize that like I'm trying to sell them something sometimes.
Yeah.
Like it'll be like, hey, thank you for calling so and so. My name is blank. How can I help you? Hey, this is Mackie from Approve. I'm looking for Rick. Is Rick there? And he'll be like, this is Rick. And then I'll change, and he's like, what are you about to do? What are you about to say? But no, it's really fun. I'm enjoying it. I'm happy to. I'm honestly ready for the summer. I've never like lived at the beach. Really, like the most I've ever been to the beach in a year, I think, is like 8 total days in a summer. So I'm excited to be living at the beach and like experiencing a whole new like kind of lifestyle. I lived in the mountains, lived in Salisbury. Now let's get the other coastal region of the state.
The big head's gonna be tan.
Dude, I'm telling you. Now I will say this. I'm a fan of my face in terms of I think that it keeps a pretty nice yearly tan. I don't know if this is a compliment, but a couple people through like early high school said that they thought I wore bronzer. And at that point, I did not like that comment. I was very insecure about it. But now, looking back on it, I fucking love that it looks like I wear bronzer.
Yeah, low key, yeah.
Yeah, and so yeah, but no, I'm excited. I'm excited to be tan. I'm never really tan, so I'm very excited over very minuscule things that are gonna be.
Summer bod ready right now?
Do what?
Is summer bod ready?
I think it's more ready than it was last year.
Okay.
Not ready.
Not yours isn't?
Not ready.
Mine's definitely not. So
I mean, I still got a gut, but honestly, aren't dad bods in
they used to be in. I think they're out now.
already?
Yeah.
Already?
Already?
That was like a year and a half.
It's like right when mine really started kicking
midway
in.
through 2018 was when dad bods were coming in.
Yeah, I think are they over, Megan? Well, I mean, you date me. Are they in?
For me.
Yes. Hey, they're in for me.
Nice.
Good luck. Hey, I
that
guess
needs to be a question on whatever social media you are using and post polls. Y'all need to say, "Are dad bods still in?" ?
That's a great
You
question.
need to know because, like, honestly, it kind of makes me upset that if they're like, out of all the possible trends or out of all the possible things that could that have lasted as long as they did, why are dad bods not one of them?
I think that's the clip right there.
Which lasted longer, boob luging or dad bods?
That's a good question.
You don't see people boob luge anymore.
No. Well, COVID.
Well, no, even before COVID. Didn't see that many boob luges. Boob luges were hot, what, 2016?
Yeah. 26. Everybody nods.
Everybody knows.
Everybody nods and smiles. Boob luges were in.
Boob luges were in. I will say, I have more experiences with dad bods than I do.
I thought we were gonna get a boob luging story.
No boob luging.
Wrong person for that one, Bill. Wrong
That's
person
fair.
for that one. I have once handed a girl her beer once. That was a trip. That was an absolute trip. No, but
When we were going through, have we covered everything? We forgot boob luge.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we covered boob luge.
That was not in the rundown that you sent me, bro. You said football, basketball, no boob luge. I could have done some research.
Yeah, all caps.
I would have
no boob luge, and I had
I
to
would
bring
have
it
had
up.
the answer ready if boob luges were still in or not. But
Well,
no, like y'all need to understand how much I need to know if dad bods are still in, because when you said that they might already be out, like I was what's it called? Gobsmacked. I was blown out of proportion.
That's a word.
Mhm.
Damn it.
Blown out of my mind. Yeah, the first time I heard it was by this professor I had from Chicago, and when she said it, that's how the whole class reacted. We literally looked at her and we said, like, "What the hell did you just say?" And she's like, "Gobsmacked. You never heard of gobsmacked?" And we're like, "No, not at all."
That's how I feel like I just got done right there, because you said it and everybody looked at me like, yeah, of course, gobsmacked.
That's what I'm saying.
So I'm going to start doing that now. I'm glad I'm in on that too.
No, but real quick, we talked about like my new job and stuff. You said you're at a new place. Where are you at?
So I start Monday.
Okay.
And it's Lakeview Loan Services. So I am a loan officer assistant to start. So I'm basically just like an underwriter for mortgage loan officers.
Okay.
And then when I get licensed, I can be a loan officer.
Nice.
That's exactly like if someone says I have a job in accounting, everybody's like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to hear anything else afterwards. You're like, oh, nice. Yeah.
It's crazy because like I was a comm major, a major in communications, and I minored in criminal justice. So I don't know anything about the business realm. I had one business class. It was marketing, a lot of terminology I didn't know. But it's cool having a job. Like, this is my first job, sitting pretty much a desk job.
Mhm.
And it's like actually cool. And this is gonna sound so stupid because I'm 23. I should know some of this stuff. But it's like cool, like learning about like just how businesses work and like how finances work. I didn't take any of those classes. I don't know anything about it. If I have money in my checking account, I'm gonna buy it. If not, I'm not. Like, I don't know anything about managing finances or managing money. But like actually having a job and like having this stuff like daily, I don't know. I'm learning so much more about like real world stuff and adult stuff than I think I ever have in the span of like my month and a half of being here so far.
I don't think anybody's got it figured out. Business classes
Nobody has it
don't
figured out.
prepare. Yeah, business classes don't prepare you for business like at all. It's just
It's
a
all
reason.
Dude, it's literally in anything you do, it's all real world experience.
Yeah. Except for this.
Yeah.
No, this is experience, man.
Yeah,
Because
something like that.
No, because I know you weren't on here last time, Bill. But like I remember me and Heath were talking about it. Now, when you told me you were starting this podcast, I literally said just the more you do it, the more you practice, the better it's gonna get.
Sure.
And like
we went back and listened to the very first episode, and it was
isn't
brutal.
it so cringe? It's
Yeah.
miserable. It is absolutely miserable listening to yourself for like your first couple of projects on air, and you're listening, and you're just like, it makes you just want to rip your ears out. You're just like, why did I say this stuff? Why am I the way that I am? But
I do that weekly. I listen weekly, and I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna be so much better this week. And
No,
it's
but
just-
And it's the same.
That's literally all it is just like there's no way, and that's what people always told me. They said there's just no way to get better without just listening and then just seeing the stuff you hate and then just redoing it.
Yeah.
Redoing it.
Exactly.
Redoing it.
Oh, I'm gassed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we don't have Trevor, so we have to like finish an episode, and it's literally going to be me sitting in another room, Megan sitting in the living room, and Dill out here trying to record the rest of this episode. So we're going to see how it goes. But Mackie, like I said, it's been fun.
Always.
Next time you're on, you're probably going to be somewhere like Paris or something, doing something awesome in 6 months from now. We'll still be here. Of course, you got to come back, obviously.
No,
For the third time's a charm.
It was nice meeting you officially, Dill.
Yeah, you
I've
too,
heard a lot
bro.
about you. It was nice finally meeting you virtually.
man.
Hey, before we go though, can you give us a growl?
You know I got
Nice.
Perfect.
That was a perfect way to end it.
I'm like, I already told everybody. I talked to some friends, like they'll ask me about it. I said, I don't care how like mad it makes you. I don't care how annoyed you get. I don't care how you're like, bro, it's over. Let it go. I do not care. I am riding this until I can get some kind of job or some kind of opportunity with the Panthers. So I'm putting it out there right now. I don't care what stage we're at. You could be annoyed at me. You could be, bro, let it go. I don't care. You mute me, delete me.
Ride the growl out.
Facts. Hashtag
Got
it.
to.
Hashtag growl out. But yeah. All right, y'all. Hey, real quick. I know I said that like 3 times.
No,
Y'all tried
you're
to-
straight.
Real quick. But for real though, I think like this podcast is growing. I think y'all are doing a really terrific job with it.
Thanks,
I
bro.
appreciate
It
it.
means a lot.
I appreciate it.
Of course. I'm very happy that there's a nice sports podcast coming out of Rowan County still.
Thanks,
keep
dude.
going.
Yeah.
Got to keep Roco on the map, baby.
Hey, what you getting into tonight? This is like I'm off.
Oh no, dude. Oh, it's great.
I'll stop the recording now.
Oh, it's straight. Oh.
All right. And now for the much anticipated, we gave you a warning about it. We will now give our FTR Framing Britney Spears documentary review. Dill, I know you're pumped up for this. What do you have to say?
First of all, I enjoyed it a lot.
Me too. Me as well.
I felt like they didn't like give out like all the information, you know what I mean?
Yes.
About like all the real shit that's going on.
Just off the jump, when I first started watching it, I was hoping that this would be like a multiple episode type documentary, because I was like, I could watch easily 2 to 3 episodes just about Britney Spears' career in the 2000s.
Yes.
So when I was 30 minutes in and they started transitioning and it was like 2018, 2019, I was like, shit, because I want to see some early Britney. It was cool to watch. It was nostalgic. Had to get that out of the way.
My first note. So the whole time I was watching the documentary, I was writing down notes on my laptop. My first note that I have, it's Britney, bitch.
And that's valid. I heard the word Britney like 15 million times in that whole damn documentary.
The first thing that caught my eye, it was 15 seconds into the damn documentary. You know how they had people like saying their name and everything?
Yep.
This one girl said her name. She was like, yeah, I'm Jasmine and I'm a Scorpio from New Jersey.
I did hear that as well. The second I heard that, I said, it's going to be one of those.
People that say their zodiac sign, like when they introduce themselves, hate.
No, me as well. Like, I actually, have you ever met anyone that said that to you, to your face?
No. But I didn't like that girl just because she did it.
Well, hey, Megan, fact check. What month is Scorpio, or what time period?
It's actually my mom's.
But Scorpios,
But it's
if your mom's a true
October.
Scorpio, then Scorpios wouldn't say that sentence.
It's like October, November, I believe.
Good time period.
What are you, Megan?
Capricorn, which is December, January.
Where you, Dill?
You know I'm a big Cancer.
Yeah, I'm a Gemini.
I don't know
So-
much about guy cancers, but girl cancers I feel like are like typically emotional.
That's Dill.
I'm an
Dill's a
emotional
Cancer.
roller coaster.
Dill is a
Keith
Cancer.
is actually a true Gemini. Like it makes sense.
I'm gonna start introducing myself as, hey, I'm Heath. I'm a Gemini.
I think
Wait,
I'm
Megan,
also
do you
a,
believe in that stuff?
Me?
Yeah.
I mean, some of it, like characteristics, yeah. Horoscopes, not so much. But like what's the word?
Astrology,
No, it's
astrological.
I don't know. Anyways, the signs make sense, but horoscopes are vague. They fit
Yeah.
anybody.
Facts.
My next takeaway, also like 30 seconds in, the people protesting outside of the courthouse.
Kind of funny. Kind of funny.
Some of the people looked like they got paid to go out there and walk around with signs.
Yes, and the guys that the same vibes I got from the Free Britney people were the vibes I got from the Travis Scott documentary when the guy runs up and he's like, "Yo, Travis, you changed my fucking life, bro. You saved me." It's like, how in the hell is Travis Scott saving your life? But the guy was like, I mean, I guess Britney Spears is probably more inspirational, but at the same time, it looked corny.
Baby One More Time went 11-time platinum.
I thought it was Hit Me Baby.
Oh, the album.
Oh, the album. Okay. And Hit Me
11
Baby is probably
times.
not a good song title name either. Yes, it went multi-platinum. Yeah. And I
platinum
still
11 times.
I would-
Icon.
yeah, and so is The Weeknd.
We were talking about it before we came on. The video they had of her when she was 10 and she was singing. Voice immaculate.
It was immaculate. It was honestly better than I thought what her actual voice was. But the thing that like got me the most was when she was like probably 12 and
It was the host. The host of the thing.
said,
Yeah.
do you have a boyfriend? Bro, like she's like a kid, like probably elementary, middle school.
I wrote down that same scene. The host or whatever the fuck he was basically asked her to be her boyfriend, which is fucking weird. That guy was like 70.
It was creepy as hell. And he said, he said you're pretty or whatever. I don't know. It was creepy.
I was like, oh God. Her
Can I
assistant, Felicia, the girl
Yes,
that
was awesome.
dude, seemed like a super nice lady.
Dude, that whole, I don't know. When you probably get down to the nitty gritty, I feel like Felicia's probably got some shit going on too. Kind of like crazy, not redneck, but like crazy Southern woman vibes.
And I thought it was kind of weird, like how Britney didn't like stand up for her when like towards the back end of the doc.
That's what I'm saying. I think
when they like kicked her out and like
well, you saw how Felicia acted when the cameras first started rolling and she was giggling and stuff. She was putting up a front a little bit, I think. Documentaries can make you think however which way.
Yeah.
But we haven't even said this a couple minutes in. Fuck Jamie Spears. Fuck that guy, dude.
I said her dad looks like a drunk.
He is a drunk, but the thing is, he's a drunk asshole, and I think he's just a loser more than anything. I don't think he's actually
Did you hear like the wife or whoever it was rattling off all the different jobs he had and stuff?
Yeah, was it not Lynn Spears saying it?
Yeah, I think it was.
Well, dude, I that's what I came to the realization when I first before I watched it. People were like, "Fuck this guy," like because he's an asshole and stuff. And then I watched it, and I was like, "Oh, he's not an asshole. He's just a loser."
Yeah.
Like he was a drunk and whatnot. And then he realized, "Oh, I can make money off my daughter." And so now he's back in it. And I think he's also like to the age where can you even call people assholes if they're like incompetent? You know what I'm saying? Like I think he's too old and like not in good health. Like so it's kind of shitty to say he's an asshole now, but past him, asshole.
Lynn Spears,
Mm-hmm.
she was a good looking lady.
Yes.
Very good looking. I don't know how she ended up with that jerk off.
Yeah. Well, that's usually how it works out.
Fair.
I
Thanks
I forgot Megan was sitting there for a
Thanks
second.
for the input, man.
feel like I should add, I did not watch the documentary, but I feel like I have some input as far as Free Britney that I've seen on Instagram and TikTok.
Oh, Megan, I did have a question because we never have a female standpoint. Did you grow up listening to Britney Spears?
I did.
What were your thoughts on her? Like when you were a kid, what did you think of Britney Spears?
Loved it. Was jamming to it. I wouldn't say like role model or anything, but like good singer, fun, like
And that's
music.
and that's basically what the documentary Britney Spears, that was one of my takeaways too. When she was in an interview, she was like, "I'm not here to raise your daughter." When the woman was talking, who was it? Was it Diane Sawyer or who
Yeah.
was it that was interviewing her?
Yeah.
She was like, I mean, like, I'm sorry that parents are getting upset. I'm not here to raise your daughter." And I was like, yeah, hell, it's Britney, bitch. Let's
Hey,
go.
Britney wasn't at like, because I didn't really follow Britney Spears back then. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I always had an image of her in my head that she was like ditzy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
But
the
she's
media
not.
portrayed that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I said not as ditzy as I thought she was. The fact that she did what she did during the boy band era,
Oh, yeah.
big.
Was huge, but also is the reason kind of why she got into some shit and
Yeah.
what kind of made the media like down spiral it, because Justin Timberlake is an asshole.
Yeah, yep. I said I have JT use Britney almost as much as her dad.
Like for his own gain,
Yeah.
you think?
Mm-hmm.
So you think if there's no Britney Spears, Justin Timberlake isn't what he is? Okay, that's a fair.
I'll die on that train.
That's fine. I'll take that. I just think
go ahead.
the thing that kind of like pissed me off was like, well, not pissed me off, but the thing like when he went on the radio station was like, yeah, I had sex with her. One, he was young and kind of got pressured into saying that on the radio. But two, during that time period, everyone was saying bullshit like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm just so sick of the, not to get political, I'm so sick of like people having to like state out apologies. Justin Timberlake was an ass and did suck, but at the same time, I'm tired of seeing long apologies on Instagram. So maybe just everybody, let's just all send out an apology right now. Moving forward.
Hey, how about Baby One More Time, and then the next year, Oops, I Did It Again? How do you drop two absolute bops back to back like that?
I'm trying to think of someone other than Drake that does that.
Yeah. The Weeknd don't.
Who don't?
The Weeknd, he don't.
Dude, I don't know. I feel like 2014, 2015, something happened there.
I had another one. Talk show hosts were ruthless back in the day.
Horny.
Yes.
So that brings me to Matt Lauer. Love that he was on the show with the interview, because everyone immediately was like, "Oh, horn dog," and he was just dogging into Britney. Yeah, no. Hosts back then could say whatever the hell they want. I feel like Ellen was even like low-key horny back on the show.
I had another one with Timberlake. They framed the document, or like they framed it to make it seem like she was a virgin, like while they were dating.
Mm-hmm.
You think that's true?
I think the point of the whole thing was like, and the point of the whole documentary was like, who cares? But they also wanted to make her look good.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I'm just thinking, you're that famous.
Personally,
You got everybody coming up to you.
Personally, do I think she was? No. But do I think it was insane? No, because like she was like grew up in, you know what I'm saying, the Bible Belt and stuff, and like
the Bible Belt.
I don't know. I feel like she could get away with like she could not get away, but like she could go a couple years of being famous and still be humbled.
Did you see what the so it was like the quote from the wife of the Maryland or the Maryland governor?
No.
So
wife, where she said, "I wish I could kill her."
Yeah, she said she would shoot Britney Spears.
And then like Britney broke down. That is when
when
you got into the part of the documentary when she started getting emotional and like kind of just out of it.
The paparazzi was making a killing in the early 2000s off of Britney Spears.
Bro, and they did not want to admit it in the documentary whatsoever. He's like, we had a good relationship.
Yeah. No,
it's like she broke down crying and shit all the time because of you.
They said in the doc that pics of Britney were going for like $1 million.
Also, the guy that was the paparazzi guy that was talking looked the prototypical paparazzi guy I've ever seen in my life, with the button down, like grease slick back look, like kind of a gut on him, a little bit short.
Bro, I mean, and the fact that he was the guy that took the umbrella pic is fucking hilarious.
Yes. Yes. At the end of it, I was like, oh, wow, this guy actually was like a big deal. I didn't
Yeah.
realize. I thought he was just like a random guy. I was like, yeah, I'll come on.
And then
for sure.
I wrote a little note. I said he seemed like a good dude, though.
He did. He did seem to mean well, because he always, like, when you were listening to the videos, it was his voice. It was like, we love you, Britney, like, and stuff.
Yeah.
So, like, he was a good guy deep down. I thought maybe he thought he was doing good.
And another paparazzi one. I don't feel bad for famous people getting harassed by paparazzi.
That's tough.
You chose this life. You got to deal with all the consequences it brings.
Okay. Well, if this podcast ever blows up, remember,
I hope there's a shit ton of cameras in my face.
Not me, dude.
Start flashing some pics of me. Dude, there'd be some bad pictures of me on the internet if this thing ever popped off.
Yeah. Somehow someone has that Snapchat of both of us laying in bed, not the same bed, but laying in bed naked. You know the Snapchat I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Somehow someone has that already.
I told Heath he could never be president or any political figure because I have too many bad pictures and videos of him.
Well,
You
Mitchum's running for mayor of Salisbury.
No, couldn't.
I would never win, bro. I would never win.
But to add to the paparazzi, every time we go somewhere, he's like, hope I don't see anyone I know. Yeah. Acting like he's famous already.
That is big mayor vibes. Hope I don't see anyone I know. You know what? Hey, what age do you have to be to run for mayor?
I don't know.
I think it can be any age to run for mayor.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's all run. Let's rig the system.
Okay.
Let's split the vote.
Split the vote?
How are we going to make this work? How are we going to make this work? No. Megan runs for mayor.
Yes. Oh my God, that's so progressive of us, a female mayor.
To not let the woman, but to get the woman on top.
Right.
Because FTR is always here to get the women on top.
Another takeaway. Who the fuck is Kevin Federline? And why was he so popular?
And why did I immediately know his name?
Yes, but I didn't know what he did.
Kevin Federline is what Josh Allen reminded me of. Not like as a quarterback, just like when you see Josh Allen, you're like, damn, he looks like a guy I know.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that name fits with that person, Kevin Federline.
And they didn't go too much into depth about like their kids or whatever, but I don't know. I couldn't tell who was in the wrong. I want to know more about what happened in that relationship. You know what I mean?
I feel like at that point, this is where I take a turn. Britney was in the wrong during that. I think, but can you blame her? I think she was in fuck it mode at that point. It was and she was hanging out with Lindsay Lohan. I heard that and I said, oh, shit.
No, I had that written down.
Yeah.
Paris Hilton, Lindsay Lohan, and Britney all hanging out. Must have been a hell of a time.
Can you imagine being in that crowd and you look around and you have all three of them? That's when you know you made it.
Think about the shit they did.
Didn't Lindsay Lohan do heroin?
Yes.
She did, right?
Yes.
Britney's seen some shit. And Britney was older than Lindsay Lohan, right?
Yeah.
Like probably, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Roughly.
Like still like older, but not too old that they couldn't like be friends and stuff.
But usually the older person at a party is going to do the less dumb thing.
Right.
So Britney was probably just, you know.
Kids will be kids.
Yeah.
Here we go. Oh, Sam Lutfi.
That guy is a piece of shit, bottom feeder asshole, dude. That guy literally looks for celebrities at their low point and then scoops them in. And is
I just
like,
don't understand how people let Britney hang out with. Like, I know she was a grown ass woman, but like nobody was in her ear. Like, hey, this dude's fucking bad news.
Well, and that's partly the reason why she got into the situation she's in now is because that guy was a piece of shit and like she could not read the situation at all.
Yeah, fuck that guy. I have a note here about her mom. I said her mom might be just as bad as her dad was.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you think?
Go back and like if you look at like the videos of them like at like photo shoots and like music videos, like it seemed like her mom wanted to be that, like wanted
Oh
to be
yeah, yeah,
Britney.
yeah. But I think
And like maybe put too much pressure on her, break down.
she started it, but then Jamie took it over and realized, oh shit, like I can capitalize on this.
Yeah,
She-
what that lawyer say? My daughter's gonna buy me a boat or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Lynn Spears is kind of the OG dance mom.
Yes, or Kris Jenner before Kris Jenner.
Yes. That's all I got on that.
That works. Do you think that her posts on Instagram and like other social media
Have cryptic.
you think they were messages?
At first, no, and they dug those free Britney podcast. Those
Dude.
girls, like, but they've been going at it for a while.
Yes.
And they were literally like they were throwing shit at the wall until it stuck. And then I think Britney somehow heard about it, and then that's when I think she started like putting messages in it. But at first,
Did you see the one where that podcast like broke down one of her Instagram posts?
Yeah.
And that she used like a semicolon and a parenthesis smiley face instead of
Yeah,
an
they
emoji?
said that's what I'm talking about. That podcast was like she always used emojis.
Yeah, I was like, oh God.
That's why I asked, and I guess this is post Mackie interview, if I could just do a podcast on the 2016 Panthers, because if you can do a podcast just on Britney Spears and her, what's the damn word that they talk about the whole time?
Oh, dude, I forgot
Conservatorship
what that word.
or whatever.
Yeah, I forgot what it was.
Well, if you can make a podcast on that, you can make a podcast on that's like 04 Red Sox. I could do that. I'm sure that's out there right now.
They had Paris Hilton at the end of the doc talking about Britney, and that was like either 2019 or 2020. Paris Hilton still got it.
I fell asleep last 14 minutes, did not see the very end. Does Paris Hilton still have it?
People are asking.
Does she still have the little dogs in the purses?
Not on the dock.
Paris Hilton icon.
Yeah.
That
Is,
she's Sharpay from High School Musical.
Is who's the girl that she hung out with? Richie? Yeah.
That's my ass crack's name.
What's her name? Is it ain't Nicole Richie, is it? Megan? They did
Yeah. Nicole.
They did that
Nicole
TV
Richie.
show.
Is that a porn star? Nicole Richie? Lionel Richie?
That's her.
Anyways, I want to go back to the Instagram post. This is where
go ahead. Yeah,
have
go
gathered this is where I've gathered my information. There were a couple that seemed very clear. Like she would post a video or a picture or whatever, and then people would comment like wear a yellow shirt, I think it was.
That was during quarantine,
and like
wasn't it?
multiple.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yes, that was like the beginning of quarantine. This is where I've learned all of this. But like they would comment, wear a yellow shirt in your next post if you need help. And then she wore a yellow shirt. Like it was so clear. But like I think Keith was saying, I don't know if it was just like to gain publicity.
Oh, that's not what I was saying. I never said it was to gain publicity. I think
so. Why did she do it?
Now she realizes that this is an outlet for her. But at first, people were just throwing shit at the wall and thinking that it was cryptic. And then she heard, oh shit, like I can actually use social media to do this. And she started doing it because she realized it started gaining traction.
What would happen if she just said like fuck you to her dad and said I'm not gonna listen to you? Like would she go to jail?
She can't. She was under it's like a legal
so
term,
she'd go to
but
jail.
he was actually she was actually under his care. Like how older people get put under like their parents' care. She was under his care, like legally. So she couldn't just be like, whatever.
But what would happen if she did that though?
I don't know.
They didn't even say in the documentary. It was just kind of like, oh, it's still law.
There's still more shit behind closed doors that they don't want people to know.
Let me back it up though. Back to what I was saying. I might do a full 180 now. Maybe her dad is running the account. And like you said, Megan, it's gaining publicity. So when they say wear a yellow shirt and he realizes, or not, maybe when I say her dad, like that circle, whoever the hell's doing all that, because it's not just her dad.
Yeah, like the marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe they're realizing, hey, like we can still make money by doing this because people are talking about us. People are going to play our music.
And this might sound bad, what I'm about to say.
Say it.
Maybe Britney did this to herself.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Like, I just find it hard to believe that people were trying to fuck her over. You know what I mean? That people
No.
are trying so hard to fuck her over. Maybe she just needs to grow a sack and take some responsibility.
But I'm telling you, going back like to the legal aspect, I really don't know that she has control over her life.
I really know she's never had control over life. Neither did Michael Jackson.
Man, I can't wait for the 20-part Britney Spears documentary to drop.
JoJo Siwa. That's another one.
Facts. Can't
Like,
wait for her and DaBaby to fight.
Charlie D'Amelio, bro. None of them have control over their over their life. It's insane.
Hopefully we don't get that famous.
No,
You just said you wanted paparazzi following you around.
I did.
hey, when we run in the 5K, speaking of.
Are we done with Britney?
No. I was just a side note. I feel like Trevor can cut this.
Well, I'm done with the Britney doc. I enjoyed it. You got a rating for it, Mitch?
Ooh, a rating. How many Rotten Tomatoes?
We can do popcorn bags.
Okay.
1 to 5 popcorn bags.
Okay. Ooh.
I don't know if Heath actually enjoyed it this much, but he seemed pretty devoted.
I
Well,
enjoyed
I
it
mean-
a lot.
Yeah, and I give it 4.1 popcorn bags.
I'm giving it 3.8 popcorn bags.
Okay, I want to give it a 4 because I watched it on my phone, and it's one of the best things I've ever watched on my phone.
That's fair. That's a fair bump up.
Yeah, because, and the only reason I fell asleep is because I was so comfortable holding my phone in the bed. So it was a great documentary. I loved it. I'm intrigued. That's all I've got on it. Fuck
Free
Jamie
Britney.
Spears.
Free Britney.
Free Britney, for real. Leave a comment if we missed anything in the Framing Britney Spears FTR documentary review from the Rafters review of the Framing Britney Spears documentary.
Meg, anything else?
Not on Britney. I hope everything works out
In general?
with Britney.
Okay.
What was the conclusion of the documentary? I
Yes,
haven't
she's
watched.
fucked.
There was no conclusion. It was just the story.
I'm in this.
So like
theory,
up
too.
until where she is now?
Yeah. Like the very last scene was them in court, like with the protesters outside, and the judge like denied her request to like have her life back.
That sucks.
Like to drop the whatever the name is.
Yeah.
So that's how
Yeah,
it
that
is.
sucks.
And the protesters were crying.
Okay, that's kind of a
They
lot.
were.
I need
they
some
weren't
human
crying. I just
interaction, guys.
over-exaggerated it.
Are we done with Britney talk?
Yeah. It's Britney, bitch. And cut.
What? No, we're not using all that.
Am I leading?
Sure.
All right. And let's finish up this episode with an original OGT.
You know, I just realized you never lead into one good thing.
I never do.
All
That's the
right.
first time.
It's
Bill, you got
always
anything?
Keith like
Or-
telling people to go.
Yeah.
Megan, you got anything left? Or Jesus.
My
All right. We'll start now. All right. And now, what did you call it, Dill?
An original.
Okay, I like that. All right. And now, one good thing. Thank God this is almost over. An original. The people are asking for it. Megan. what's your one good thing?
My one good thing is that North Carolina's guidelines have changed. From tonight at 5 p.m., bars and restaurants will stay open and serve alcohol till 9 or 11. Sorry.
Tell me what more excited about. Let's go. Woohoo.
I just said the wrong time, so
Let's go.
that doesn't belong in one good thing, but I'm kind of sad we're not somewhere right now, but it's fine.
So that's one bad thing for one good thing. Can you end it with one good thing?
One good thing, it's Friday.
Boom.
Time for the weekend.
I can cancel that back with one bad thing. We are sitting on a Zoom call on a Friday. Can you give me one more good thing?
Oh, you got us Dunkin' this morning.
Boom. I like that. One good thing, and it included me. Nice. Dill, what's your one good thing?
My one good thing is the Catawba Baseball Indians home opener is tomorrow.
Tomorrow, as in yesterday.
Right. As in Saturday. Play Saturday, Sunday. They're letting 400 people in. Tell your friends. Come support FTR. We'll have a tent outside the stadium.
We probably won't, but that would be awesome if we did.
Mitch will be working the tent. Megan's gonna be throwing out t-shirts.
We have no t-shirts left. But we
do
will
have
get
a
some.
tent. We have a tent, but no t-shirts.
Yeah, no t-shirts. We'll have some more in stock soon. Probably
Maybe
not the same
stickers,
ones.
throwing out stickers.
We could throw out stickers. I like that. You don't have multiple good things?
No, I don't.
Seriously?
Shows off.
What?
Pods off.
What? It's a Zoom call. You want me to have two good things on a Zoom call?
Yes.
Two good things is only when we're in person.
That's fine. Hey, we're better together.
Yeah.
My one good thing is I start my new job Monday. Woo! And it's remote, so this is good practice for me interacting with people via the web chat. So, all right. Fuck you guys. No clap, nothing.
Via the internet.
Oh.
That was a shitty good thing.
Yeah.
Will you still wash the dishes even when you're working remote?
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe if you clap for my one good thing. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Addie, you got one good thing? She doesn't. She's probably got to pee just like me. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Anybody got anything left? Megan.
I'm glad to be back.
Good to have you back, even though I feel like we're miles and miles away.
And I will say, shout out to Trevor. He's the best producer ever, and we couldn't do this without him. So I'll say his part. Like and subscribe.
Leave a comment.
Leave a comment down below.
You forgot the first part of that, Megan.
Yeah, come on, Megan.
Another dope
Another
episode.
good show.
No, another dope episode. Make sure turn them noties on.
Like and sub.
All right, Dill, you got anything to say?
Love you guys.
Last thing I got left to say is absolutely nothing. Actually, peace out.